Out. All right, bro, and we are live.
Let's
We are
do it.
live. We are live. Here we go. What's up? How's it going, Rico?
Uh, Man, it's good. It's good. Another day.
Right on.
Blessed to wake up and see the day. So it's a good day. It's a good
Right
day.
on. Right on.
Yes, sir.
Right on. So yeah. What is your fragrance of the day today, man?
My fragrance of the day is Le Royal by Primera Perfumes. I just got it in the mail. I want to say yesterday, the day before yesterday, and just got my first full wear today. And man, yeah, I'm loving this. It's a sweet fragrance for sure. Fruity, ambery, or a lot of the stuff I like. Not dark, not heavy. I usually like those too, but this this is definitely going to be used a lot in the spring and summertime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For me is George Saharov's signature noir.
Oh yeah, nice.
This one, ooh man, good for going out and enjoying the nightlife. It's beautiful, man. It's nice, cozy. It turns into a nice little body scent. For the sweet mamacitas to come in. And I just playing. Mary man, I'm gonna get my butt kicked. What?
Don't do it, man. I don't want to be associated with any actions to go that route.
No, but let's go say hi to the chat right here. Unaverage Joe, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Jonathan, Smokey, what's up? Mr. Brosense, how you doing, sir? Glad to see you there.
Bros,
Um, if
Jonathan.
you ever seen Unaverage Joe, please watch his channel,
Facts.
and and also Brosense, watch his channel too. He is one of the main supporters of this channel.
Awesome.
So yeah, man. So tell me, man, how was your day?
Well, so like I was telling you before, and some people know, I'm coming to the end of a 20-year military career. So another day at the office. Just knocking out some work, part transition, preparing myself for the next part of my life, and as always, I'm there for people who need my help. So I helped some people move as well after work, and then rushed over here and got ready for this. So busy day leading up to now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, someone in the chat just told us who is your guest. So tell us something about yourself.
Well, the stage name or the screen name is Fragged Out Swagged Out. My friends call me Rico. The I'm from New York City. I am a perfume fragrance enthusiast since I was a teenager, and I guess you know what I feel like in terms of your talking points, this kind of will segue into one of them, which is a little bit about myself would lead into that, which is that I've been in love with perfume ever since Aqua di Joe.
Okay.
That was I smelled that in junior high school. I want to say junior
Yep.
high school. It was
Hmm.
Aqua di Joe and Juke or Yoke,
Okay.
depending on who you're speaking to. And man, those two really hooked me in. As soon I think it was as soon as I put on a fragrance, and I noticed that when you have on a fragrance, especially you got to think at 14 years old, and you smell like that, people notice because that's kind of like an adult thing. So they're like, yo, is that you? And I'm like, people notice you.
Yep.
And I'm a Leo, and for whatever that means to people, is an attention seeking sign. We like to be center of attentions, and I noticed early that does get attention, and and I liked it. And then more than that, as I got older, I started liking different scents, different fragrances, not just one to stand out, but enjoying it to the point where now I like fragrances that some people don't like at all, but I enjoy it for the artistry behind the fragrances. So yeah, so I have my YouTube page and I have Instagram as well, fragged out, swagged out. Um, yeah, and here we are.
So so when you were a kid, when you started wearing that, was that given to you as a present, or did you buy it with your own money?
Okay, so as I was thinking about it, I do recall exactly the first fragrance that was purchased for me that I started wearing. I was in junior high school,
Yeah.
and that was a fragrance from Avon, and it came in the blue bottle. Man, anybody my age whose mom used to buy Avon in New York will remember this one. Ah, I can't remember the name right now. The name escapes me. But it was a blue, shiny bottle. And it was the Avon that everybody wore back then. If you were into fragrance and your mom bought
Okay.
Avon, and that was in junior high school. And I wore it, I liked it, and as soon as I got my mesmerized
Yep.
Jonathan Ray for the
Yep.
money right
He
there.
got it. He got it. He
Mesmerized,
got
the
it.
blue bottle, bro. And it was
Yep.
mesmerizing at that, especially in junior high school. Smelling that, because even now as an adult, I recognize that although Avon is not this big name in fragrance the way a lot of these luxury lines are, Mesmerize is still a very well made fragrance at any rate, regardless of price point or fame value, right? So that was the first one. My mother got me Mesmerized,
Okay.
and so that was the first gift one, junior high school. And then when I got my first summer youth job, when you're 14, you're allowed to do summer youth in New York. Um, I got my first Aqua de Joe and my juke. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right on. Right
yeah, yeah.
on. So so I've seen your channel. I've seen your account on Instagram and everything. What 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 lead you to do all that kind of stuff, like going to social media, and you know what was your interest of doing those two, or maybe more media things in your life?
Okay, so it's kind of split. There's two things that made me want to do it. The first is this, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't I don't have a lot of fragrances because I'm in front of the camera. I don't have
Yeah.
a lot of fragrances because of Instagram. I've always bought fragrances. Like I've always loved this, and I would follow a lot of reviewers. And whether I'm in like if I'm with my friends, whatever, and I see a video would pop up, I start watching it, and people would look at me and be like, "Hey, man, you like they come. My friends come to me to ask me about fragrances." And I'm like, yo, you watch all these people talk about fragrances, but we ask you, you can be doing the same thing. And I'd be like, yeah, it sounds good, but there's something. It takes something to get in front of the camera and start giving your opinion, especially when you know how critical um, people can be. And the truth is that I was one of those critical people. And I remember watching a lot of fragrances reviews and then smelling it and thinking to myself, that does not remind me at all of what I heard.
Yeah.
Um, it sounds like just about anybody can get behind the camera and do this.
Yeah.
So it was not to take away from the really, really good reviewers, but it's just like I was like, if they can sit there and tell me something that's not accurate, I could at least try my best and tell somebody what I really think about a fragrance.
Exactly.
Especially because I don't get paid by anybody to do it. So it's
Yep.
always my opinion. And sometime last year, I I grabbed a one of my fragrances that I wanted to upload. I liked the bottle, and I said, you know what? I don't want to put this on my personal page. I created a whole new page just for fragrance. I had to think on the spot. What do I call it? I said, I'll just call it Fragged Out, Swagged Out.
Yeah.
And I took a picture, uploaded it, and I uploaded, I want to say something like maybe 20 photos. And that's what I would do. Just upload photos, like people's pictures, converse a little bit with people through messages. Hey, nice, whatever. And then one day I did a short video, very short video. And somebody commented and they're like, oh, you're gonna start doing videos? And I said, no, I'm not, because I know how critical people can be.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm really built for the back and forth um, social media dramas that are created by difference of opinions. And they were like, man, forget what people say. People say anything, anytime. Who cares? And I was like, you know what? And that person, I don't see her that much on Instagram anymore, but her name is Maggie. I think her page is Fashion Sense. She was the
Yeah.
first one who actually told me, like, yo, just do it. Who cares? And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? You're right. I am. And then I started doing actual videos and lives on Instagram. And then I moved over to YouTube and said, you know what? I'll take a stab at it there too. And you know, everybody's not a fan, but everybody's not a hater either. And it's been okay. It's been fun. And I've met people kind of how I met you. You know, we have something in common. We communicate with one another. Next thing you know, there's something there that you can be like, all right, we can actually have a conversation. And you know what? You're on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, but you have people have the same interests, and one way or another, you kind of create this bond, and you have these people who you can call a friend based on fragrances.
Yep.
So it's been fun so far.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Uh, but before I say something, there's an extra thing about having a great community right now. I just want to say, pray for Stacks reviews right now. He is not doing any reviews because of put your thoughts and prayers for him because he's doing night shift and he wanted to kick the laugh about that. So he's like he can't do any reviews right now. So uh send out your thoughts and prayers to Stacks Reviews. If you have him in his Instagram, say what's up to him.
Yeah, yeah,
We
absolutely.
gladly appreciate that. Oh man. Um yeah, so the title here is talking with you, and the first thing is that what intrigued you to put yourself into niche fragrances, not doing designer, not doing anything but niche, but why?
Okay. So that also is a two-sided story. Number one, I used to buy a lot of designer as well.
Hmm.
And oddly enough, you know what? I really did want to take this moment before I go off on a tangent. One of the people on the live right now, which is Unaverage Joe, um, I used to watch him on YouTube for years before
Yeah.
I ever touched a camera and tried to do this thing, right? Um, and it's weird because once I got on Instagram, so I saw him and I was like, yo, he looks like this guy I used to like. We had to actually started conversing at that point. And I was like, he looks just like this dude I used to watch on Instagram. And I went back to the Instagram page, like, it is him. So, you know, for starters, people like that, who would review fragrances even back when I was just watching fragrances. And realistically, social media showed me these luxury niche fragrances. So I was one of those strictly designer purchasers, right? All the Dior's, all of the Issey Miyake's, like all of them, flankers on top of flankers. I love that. I like collecting just flankers for one time. And then what happened was I want to say 7 years ago, my house burnt down
Yeah.
and everything went away with it. All
Hmm.
of my fragrances. And I had to start buying fragrances again. And at that point, I was like, man, I lost so much on fragrances. And what I realized was I bought a lot of fragrances that really kind of smell like each other, minus one or two notes. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. And I started watching more videos, and I watched people like Unaverage Joe. I watched people like man, he's an OG guy from New York too. And I know Joe knows what I'm talking about. Cannot remember the page name right now because he's not as active as he used to be when I started. Street Sense. Street Sense. Street Sense was one of the first guys who he would, and I think to this day one of his favorite brands is Creed. And he would
Hmm.
talk a lot, especially in the beginning of my purchasing these fragrances. He would talk about Creed a lot, and he would
Yeah.
talk about Millisime Imperial, and he would talk about the whether it's true or not, the story that we're fed about Millisime Imperial, that the father of Creed, or the grandfather, got contracts to do a fragrance for some royalty. There's a book that says that's not true. That's fine. but that's a story. And the bottles were made in gold and all this, and it
Yeah.
intrigued me. And I'm used to buying like $100 bottles, maybe 110 at the most at the time. And all of a sudden, I go online and look this up, and it's like $500. I'm like, what? There's this in my head at the moment. I'm like, there's this one perfume, while everything is in the 100s and $90 is 500. And then the internet recommends more fragrances when you look at a certain thing, and I realized there's a whole segment of fragrances that are so different. And I thought to myself, if I'm gonna wear these fragrances, I want to smell different. And the reality is that these may cost more, but because of that, and because they're not as well known, I know that what I buy is going to be different from people in my neighborhood, in
Yeah.
my area, in my city. Because these are not in my department stores. These are not in the city I live in. I have to special order them from a store somewhere else. And it started that way. I just wanted something that didn't smell like everything at Macy's or
Mm.
everything at Belk. That's all. That's all it was. It just started me wanting to smell different. I wanted a Creed because no one that I knew what Creed was, but it smelled good. So that's what started it. It started with Creed, a couple of Tom Fords, and little by little, it turned into this mess of bottles I have behind me.
Right on, man. That's amazing. You have a nice, amazing collection, by the way. That's
Thank you,
real
thank
nice.
you.
That's real nice. Like except the hat, man. I don't like the hat though. The Yankees hat, I don't like, man. Everyone likes you. They like your vibes.
Yo,
They say you have good vibes.
Joe,
You're
talk to him,
you're
Joe.
great.
Talk
You're a
to him.
great guest. But you know what? If you're wearing your Yankees hat, I'm wearing my Dodgers cap,
Hey,
bro.
bro, do what you got to. Hey, I'll start putting shit. I got a Yankee hat for different colors, man. I'll start putting the red, the blue, the
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put my Dodgers cap on, man.
man. Do it, do it, do it. Rep your city, man. Absolutely, gotta do it.
So yeah, uh, yeah. I so for me, it's more of like I have a whole bunch of designers. I have a whole bunch of also niche fragrances, uh, independents and all that stuff. But I I got intrigued by a perfumer that I barely knew this guy, and his name was Michael Dinsmore, and he's from Making Sense, and he opened the door for me to start exploring more of the outside limits of designer wares. So I just want to, you know what? I'm gonna get out of there, and I just want to do. Just gonna buy a whole bunch of bottles of Making Sense. That how I started of my niche fragrances. Now, let alone there's some of the perfumers out there are really awful. You know, they're really awful on on the content of their fragrances. You know, but they lack performance, they lack of projection, they lack you know of good smelling perfumes, good smelling colognes,
Sure,
and I and you I know this is kind of cringy, but I do like that because they're like couple times they're Latinos or black tone and all these stuff, and I try to support every single one of them, you
absolutely,
know
absolutely,
and when I try to get one of these fragrances, I'm just waiting for something to imagine something way better that I have in my collection. If it smells different, if it smells out of the ordinary and it smells good, it's going to be in my collection,
absolutely. Sure,
you know?
sure.
But also many a times there's going to be some fragrances that are going to be really not good. You ever experienced that before?
I mean, absolutely, and it's especially when you really want to explore within artistic fragrance houses, or just because here's what we know, right?
Yeah.
Designer fragrances, designer fragrance houses, um, their interest is not necessarily perfumery, but a bottom line, right?
Yeah.
We're in stores, we're mass producing, we're using a lot of cheaper materials because we want to. That's why we have an original, then we make a flanker and a flanker, because we want to build off the success of the original. We're not trying to explore art through fragrance. We're trying to make money. Where a lot of these indie houses, and not just indie houses, some niche houses want to explore. They really want to like play around with the limitation of what they can do with some harsher materials. Like when you see civet in a perfume, when you see Hindi or indie oud, when you see a real musk that's really animalic. Like you see all these things, they're like, this is gonna be different than a for example, Aqua de Joe. Aqua de Joe is not gonna offend anybody. It's a beautiful, clean scent that you can wear almost all year round. Wear it to work, wear it outside. But then you have these really dark, challenging fragrances, and sometimes they're so challenging that you don't really love the fragrance, but you can understand why there's art, there's work behind it. So there's one fragrance I have right here. I guarantee you that the majority of fragrances would find this probably one of the most challenging fragrances that I own. And this is La Flamme Lèche, and this is from Giuseppe Parfum, and it almost smells like burnt wood, like already burnt wood with but here's the thing, right? And I tell you, the first time I smelled it, I was like, this can't even be worn by people. It's more artistic than something. But I tell you what, now as my nose becomes more experienced with darker, I start liking it more and more. But initially, I was like, it really smells like burnt wood with like alcohol spilled over it.
Oh.
Not rubbing alcohol, like drinking alcohol, like something boozy put over burnt wood. It's not your regular woody scent. It's a very charred, almost mesquite kind of burnt wood with a boozy touch to it. But it's nothing typical. It's not your everyday fragrance. This is not something that you're gonna get complimented for. This is something either you like it or you don't. But don't expect people around you to understand why you're wearing this, because it's just not an easy to get along with fragrance, especially not the first time you wear it.
Yeah. So what makes what is like the most beautiful niche fragrance you have right now in your collection that it makes you like, ooh, I'm gonna wear this every day, but I can't, it's too expensive, or I don't want to waste the juice,
Okay, so I have an answer and a half for that, and is this: what I've learned is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably never gonna make any of these bottles empty.
Yeah.
There's just very little
True.
possibility of that when you
True.
do the math
True.
of how much is in there versus how many days in a year and how many times you can spray them. Probably none of them will ever go empty.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two, because I want to use a little bit more. But if there is one that okay, so I will tell you this: if there's two that I say to myself, I have to be very cautious of the uses of them. It's and it's mostly. I'll give you an example of one that smells that great, and I'll give you an example of just two that I say to myself, these two I never want to go empty, because both of these were part of a numbered release. So this one right here is number 3 out of, I think they made 800 of these.
Oh wow.
So and you know, it has the number and a certificate that comes with it. So, and this is a chocolate oud fragrance from House of Oud.
Yeah.
And the other one is this one right here. I think some people have seen this one circulating a little bit. It's from the House of Xerjoff.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on solo, okay?
Yeah, fine.
There you go.
And this is the limited edition Tony Iommi's collaboration with Xerjoff, which they made 2 versions of this fragrance. They made the it's like a silver bottle with some designs on it, and then they made this one, which is the limited edition one that has Swarovski crystals lined up all throughout it. They have the
Oh,
black
nice.
stone in the center, and then on the sides they have Tony Iommi and um, Zerjov um, autographed the side
Oh,
of it.
wow.
So because of though the uniqueness of both of these and the limited quantity of them, I would never want these to go empty. Now, a fragrance that I recently acquired that I'm in love, almost obsessed with this fragrance, but I know that it's not a fragrance that everybody's gonna love for some reason. Is this right here? Simple name. It's just called Oud.
Yeah.
It's from the Spirit of Dubai, and this is one of the best Indian oud fragrances is it animalic, a little bit funky. Like if you don't like oud at all, well, you hate this. Yes. If you do love oud though, and you appreciate oud and you look for that real high quality, not just a oud accord or synthetic oud. If you're looking for that real deal, oud Indian oud, strong, long lasting, that actually does develop into a more ambery kind of sweeter as it dries down, but still maintains that strong oud presence.
Yeah.
This fragrance right here, I absolutely love it. If you're into oud, I did do a review of this also, and I have almost every single fragrance of this particular collection, Generation One
Hmm.
of Spirit of Dubai, and this one right here I love. Like, and I have a lot of oud fragrances. I'm in love with this one. Oud is probably my favorite. If you do like oud, like I said, if you already started experimenting with oud fragrances, I would strongly suggest looking into that one. Very nice fragrance.
That was a very nice. Was that your last review that you made?
It was my last review. You're
Yes.
absolutely right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, I've been lurking on your on
It,
your YouTube channel. So, yeah, I've been looking at all your talents and everything, man. It's phenomenal that you have all that stuff in there, and you're you're doing your business, man. I do that's very informative in your channel, man, and that's dope.
yeah,
That's dope.
I appreciate that because again, going back to one of the reasons I started, like I said, why did I start watching reviews? Right,
Yeah.
not so much for the entertainment value of it, but because I want to invest my money on fragrances that are not of a very affordable range
Yeah.
typically.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to invest my money into these fragrances that are not available to me anywhere near, more often than not, it's going to be a blind buy.
Yeah.
And to kind of offset a little bit of that blind buy, I want a little bit of backstory or someone else's interpretation of the fragrance. That's why
Hmm.
it's really important to me to find a reviewer that you see, like if he says it stinks and you smell it, it stinks. Okay, then he says, or he or she, excuse me, says this one smells amazing. It smells like fruit and it smells like amber and it smells like oud, and you smell it and it smells exactly like that. Stick with that reviewer
Yeah.
because now you know you can trust this person's word. For me,
Absolutely.
there is a reviewer that has a page by the name of Equality Fragrance. Equality Fragrance has failed me this many times, bro.
Mm.
If he says it's good, I feel confident now. I can blind buy it, and I smell like because I feel like I have the same taste in fragrance. So if it's something he likes, more likely than not, I do like it, and it hasn't failed so far. And that's why I put them out because some fragrances are good. Again, if you go to Fragrantica right now,
Yeah.
they talk so much mess about this. Like, oh, it's rough, it's hot. Okay, but I really feel like people on Fragrantica just want attention and don't really smell all the fragrances they're talking about.
Yep.
They're looking at the notes and based on what they see, they're giving their opinions. If
Yeah.
you haven't smelt it, don't tell somebody something about it
Yep.
because it could be turning them off to a really amazing fragrance. And luckily, I took Fragrantica, put it to the side. I bought it anyway. And when I smelled it, I was like, man, this is, I'm telling you, a truly beautiful, beautiful oud fragrance. And it's just important to tell the people the truth, man.
Hmm.
Because you gain credibility, number one, and they'll come back if they feel they can trust your word in something.
Yep. That is true, man. Pure honesty in reviews is the most important thing. And before I say something, I would just want to say a big shout out to Fat Boy Fragrance. reviews, check out his channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He had an awesome live stream today, and keep what you're doing, fat boy. You're doing a great job. I smell. What's up, Mike? How you doing, sir? I hope everything's doing well. And yeah, watch his channel also. He's a very good, intelligent of the words of a fragrance. He's very good at it. So yeah, I smell, Mikey. So for me, to be honest, I know that you're an honest person when it comes to fragrance reviews, and I I am I'm not gonna boast on myself, but if I know that a fragrance stinks like hot garbage, I'm gonna tell you it's hot garbage.
Hmm.
I don't want you to buy anything like that, you know.
Right, 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 right.
But there's a 1% out there who loves hot garbage. So so yeah, so I I I I I do open up and say the truth words because I am a consumer. Nothing has given for free to
Right,
me.
right.
I bought it with my own 2 cents, all my money, my hard working cash. And if I'm gonna tell you, hey man, don't buy this. This is not good. You know, I'm gonna tell you that it's not good.
Yeah,
And basically that's what happened to me you know one time. And during my review, it was hard for me to say this, but I had to do what I got to do, you
sure.
know. And a lot of people have praised me because of that, because
Yeah,
I think that I shouldn't be like, I've seen a lot of fragrance reviewers out there saying, oh, this is for example, I love Joe Saharoff. Okay, it's
yeah.
like if I tell somebody, ooh, smells fantastic, you're gonna love it, the rose and the patchouli and all that stuff, right? And all of a sudden you buy the product, right? And you say, dude, what is this guy smoking?
Right,
You know, are you nuts?
right.
I already spent like $300 for this bottle,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And I'm I'm off $300, and if I sell this, they're probably gonna I have to sell it for $100. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna lose maybe $200,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I don't want that, because my subscribers, the viewers out there, they want to have a good, honest review. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to them about that.
Yeah,
You know, I'm gonna try not to do that, because it's, to be honest with you, is that I don't want anyone to hustle me. You know what I mean? So if I tell you George Saharoff is one heck of a good fragrance line, and I haven't tried yet citrine right now, because citrine is not yet for the hot season, because right now LA is not that hot. It's kind of like kind of cold.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, but when I say, you know, signature noir is good, I'm going to tell you it's good. I'm not going to tell you that it's like if it stinks like hard garbage. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it smells fantastic, and then you buy it and it's like
right.
stinking hard garbage,
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so I try to be as honest as possible, but not offending the perfumer or basically, if I don't like it, I'm not going to show it, I'm not going to review it, you know
Yeah,
but to be enough said, if some niche fragrance perfumer tells me, excuse me, tells me, oh, I'm gonna buy yourself a discovery I'm sorry, discovery set,
yeah,
and I buy it, right? And I purchased it, and I started spending all his stuff, and then at least one of them is good, but all his creations all messed up, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I always give positive criticism to that
Sure,
person. I
sure.
would never smear his name. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell him, you know what, go back to the drawing board, my friend, and do creative stuff.
Yeah,
What's up, Making Sense? I was just talking about you, man.
that's a fact.
Um,
It was.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, man. Like he does very good perfumes in a very cheap price. I very reasonable price. And some of his stuff is fantastic, man. Like there's one recommendation if you want to um it's called Sicilian Cypress. That
Okay.
one. That one. If you ever into something like that unique, go to Making Sense. Try Sicilian Cypress, man. I've been wearing that. I've been wearing that bottle, man. Look at this. I'm gonna show you right now. Look at the tear. I've been doing it.
Oh wow, that's a real dent.
Yep, that's a real dent. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Sicilian Cypress. Sicilian Cypress is good, man. And I give all props to Making Sense to
That's
making
what's
this
up.
juice, man. I'm loving it so much. I'm gonna buy me a big bottle of it, man. 100 mils, 100 mil.
And then it'll be harder to see the dent than the 100 mil.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the 100 mil. So yeah. So back to you, buddy. So what do you think is going on with the fragrance community in in a positive way? What are you seeing that is, oh, you know what? That's cool. That's nice. Have you ever had any shout outs to anybody you think that deserve a shout out that you quite to tell them, hey man, great job. You're doing a fantastic job, bro.
Absolutely. The first person, without even having to think hard about it, immediately, she has a page as well, Instagram and YouTube, Glam Finds.
Uh-huh.
So, and why I say Glam Find, everybody, there's a lot of people who I deal with regularly who do great stuff and create great content. But in terms of this being a community and giving it the feel of a real community where it's more than just people commenting on posts, but actually trying to reach out and create bonds and real friendships, right? Um, Sarah from Glam Finds, she does a lot of traveling, and when she gets to a city that she's visiting on her vacation time, she will reach out or at least say like, "Hey, to the fragrance community, I'm in this town," and they'll meet up, whatever, which is cool, right? And then finally, she's like, "Man, I'm always doing traveling. I want to do something local where I don't have to go that far, but I want to make an event here." And she reached out to a couple of people, and I guess got a feel for it, and a lot of people supported it. And what she did was, um, with the help of some people and putting a lot of her own money behind this, um, created the event, Glamcation, that I'm actually flying out to LA next week
Okay.
to visit. But this was all just her idea. She reached out to some indie houses. She reached out to the community and said, "Hey, would you be interested?" And it's happening now. We got people flying in from Texas, myself from North Carolina, people coming from, I mean, people in California as well. There's people from all over. Long
Yeah.
story short, Virginia, like there's people from all over coming to LA to go to this event. That when you listen to it, it sounds like something that a company or a big entity created. But this was somebody who was eager enough to do this, working with her peers and set this all up, going to different fragrance houses individually, speaking to them agreeing, and now they're showing up and supporting this thing. So in terms of the fragrance community coming together to support one another and create stuff, I definitely give Sarah the biggest props because it's one thing when you have the backing of a corporation or when you have 30 million subscribers and people sending you money, but when you're just a reviewer who has a day job and you loved it so much that you put all this effort to it, that's a really big deal. And then I get to enjoy all of her work by going over there and hanging out and chilling for a couple of days among other fragrance enthusiasts and fragrance houses, and enjoy that LA weather.
Okay, that's cool. Is she's from New York or
No, she's out there. She's out there in Cali, man.
oh, she's in Cali? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I might hit her up one day.
Yeah, man. She has a great channel. And she loves indie stuff.
Okay.
She's big time into indie houses as well. So and that's what this whole event is kind of built around: indie houses. No
Yeah.
big names, just a lot of indie and really artistic fragrance houses.
I think that's amazing when other fragrance reviewers and they're opening up at their little the little fest and a lot of things going
Yeah,
on, to bring the whole community in there and talk about fragrances, talk about indie fragrances, and especially niche. And for me, I just purchased two brands. Actually, one brand that I never heard about it, but it's called, please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but it's called authenticity uh, authenticity
authenticity.
yeah, authenticity perfumes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I I bought I bought 4 bottles of them without even knowing them. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy them. And the reasons why I bought those 4 fragrances is that I like to support them. I like to see if at least maybe one I like,
Yeah,
and explore it. And it was so cheap just to
yeah,
buy
yeah,
a
yeah,
bottle.
yeah,
They're cheap,
yeah,
they're very inexpensive, and I get so much of a I don't know, I have like a good gut feeling about this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially, and I just went like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and buy these, and see what happens. And yes, Mikey. Yep, only one from I have tried is Memorial Blue. It was pretty solid. Okay, cool. And let me see. Yes, I've made a couple purchases based off. Okay, cool. That's very awesome. That's very awesome, Mikey. So yeah, like I just bought 4 of them, and they're very cheap. Not like we spoke one time about one fragrances costing almost $3,000 or something. You know what I'm
Right.
talking about?
Yep.
And yeah, this one is an independent perfumer, and he's making all these perfumes. And I just want to, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the gun because I like to support, especially an American based company, to like see how, you see what you
Yeah,
got. You
yeah,
know, if I'm gonna lose, man, well, I lose. But if I don't, then hey, I did a good job. Then
yeah.
supporting the American perfumers.
Yeah.
So I have one question for you.
Shoot.
What, in your opinion, is the most overrated men's fragrance and underrated?
So overrated without a doubt is Creed's Aventus. Now,
Good choice.
caution.
Yeah.
I didn't say it's bad, but they've made this to be like the greatest fragrance of all time, and it just honestly is not. I do believe that at the time it came out, it was so original and great smelling that nothing else was that easy to use and yet that great smelling. But to say it, they call it King A.
Hmm.
I don't. It's not the king to me. It's a great pine. It is probably the best use of pineapple as a center note of a fragrance, but overrated. Just overrated. Overrated. It's a good fragrance.
Okay.
Underrated. Hmm. One flying under the radar. Um. Damn. You know what? It's because I feel like a lot of people. Well. Ah. Okay. Now I'll use this one as an example because I love the way it smells. And I guarantee anyone who has smelled it knows it smells good. You never really hear anything about this house, period. This is a perfume from a fragrance house created by another reviewer. One of the bigger reviewers, Ashton from Gen Sense.
Yeah.
This is from Galleria Fragrance. And this is Shades of Seduction.
Okay.
Shades of Seduction, like the name says it all. really nice, spicy, kind of fruity, a little bit woody, sexy fragrance, unisex, but a man will kill the room with this right here. Like it just, man, such a nice fragrance, such a great date fragrance, quality bottles, quality scents, and even this one right here, Victorian Tobacco, both from the same house. I feel like people just totally overlook Galleria perfumes, and man, they made a lot of good fragrances in this collection. They made 2, 4, 6, I think 8 fragrances. I bought the whole collection one at a time because I
Yeah.
bought one, I liked it. I bought 2, I liked it. Now I will say this: there were 2 I wasn't crazy about, but out of 8, you know that's still good. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah. So as far as underrated, I would say most of fragrances in Galleria perfume, but specifically shades of seduction.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I think it's because it draws them back because
to
of the
reviewer.
fragrance, the reviewer, the
Yeah.
reviewer, the reviewer. It has to be the reviewer. I don't think it's just the Galleria perfumes in general.
So I said it before, and I even sent a I tried moving time from Gallery print. Nice iris space. Yeah, man. I just,
Yeah.
as I said, I like most of the fragrances in this line. And yeah, I think it probably has a lot to do with his personality.
Yep.
But and look, I'm one of the people who said it. Like, yo, first of all, I tell you what I do like about him. If something stinks, he says it stinks.
Yeah.
Like trash. Oh,
Yeah.
this, you like this? Oh, it's hype. I don't like it. It's trash. Or this is, this is how, like, he's very direct, very honest. I do like that about him.
Mm.
His personality is a little cringy to me, but I think that's what people like about him. Like, he's so animated.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I watch reviews for the content, for the information, not necessarily for the theatrics and entertainment of that. I watch TV for the entertainment.
Okay.
But that's his style. Whatever. We have to be able to separate the man from the fragrance because he has contracted actual legit perfumers to put these together.
Yep.
And the content of these fragrances, you can't compare them to his behavior or his reviews. They're 2 separate entities. And man, if I was judging the fragrances based on what I see in his reviews, maybe I would have been like, nah, but I gave it a chance, and I definitely love those. So I would definitely recommend, especially Shades Seduction. And if you're into spicy, more mature tobacco fragrances, Victorian Tobacco, an amazing tobacco fragrance that I love.
Yeah. I have a big collection when it comes to tobacco fragrances
Oh, I love
myself.
tobacco. I
I
love.
love tobacco, and it always brings me back with my first fragrance of mine that it was tobacco, and it helped me stop smoking cigarettes.
Really
And
interesting.
yeah, so it it made me stop smoking cigarettes because it has that real tobacco, like el cigarro,
Uh-huh.
and it's actually Versace the Dreamer.
Oh, that's
Versace
old
the
school.
Dreamer.
That's old
Yeah.
school right
Yeah,
there.
so Versace the Dreamer has that real tobacco, like, you can actually smell that it's like you're lighting up a cigarette kinda
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so it helped me on the long run, and, I didn't know that it was it's not the new version, but it was the past batch, and it was filled to the rim. Now it's, like, halfway. I'm like, "Oh, no, I I messed up." But it's
You,
okay though.
you
It's
gotta slow
okay.
down.
Yeah. So it's fine. I kept it. I still have it with me. But yeah, all tobacco fragrances. I love that, man. I love that tobacco vanilla from Tom Ford.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I got
I
that one.
yep. I like tobacco from George Saharoff. You
Got
know,
that one too.
yeah, that one is fantastic. I like
Beautiful
that
fragrance.
one. It's
One of the best.
beautiful.
One of the best tobacco fragrances slept on, because I know
Yep.
people do like it, but I don't think they mention it as one of the best tobaccos, and it really is a
Hmm.
great tobacco boozy combo.
Yep.
Like, it hit it on the head. That one is a
Yep.
slept on fragrance.
Yep. That one is one amazing tobacco fragrance that it takes you to a journey. It takes you to a journey
Yeah,
that you never experienced a vanilla tobacco and rum and all that stuff and a
yeah.
journey, you know? And that's very nice. Like I do enjoy his tobacco. And I also like I know I like designers, but I do also like Spice Bomb Extreme because it has that tobacco smell also, you know?
Spice.
So
Look, I have the original Spice Bomb.
yeah,
I didn't feel like buying Extreme because I already, but I agree because even though I have the original Spice Bomb Extreme to me is the best Spice Bomb,
yep.
the best. I love that. I just didn't feel like buying the bottle because I already had the original.
Yeah.
But yes, that one is a great fragrance
Yep.
overall.
Absolutely. I think that also there's a very under the radar fragrance, and it's called Chorritos Tobacco Vanille from Pandora Scents. That one smells exactly almost the same as Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, but
Okay.
way cheaper. Way cheaper. I use
Uh
that one instead of my Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford.
yeah.
I use that one and it smells the same and it lasts like more, on the longevity.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one's good. Um I think that if if I ever make something a perfume or a fragrance of mine, I'll probably add tobacco in there. How about you? If you ever had, oh, what is that?
If you're
Hold
thinking
on.
looking into a new tobacco, and this, when I mean this is a very pungent, but it gets sweeter.
Oh, okay.
It has oud. It has a very realistic cigar kind of tobacco. This is Tabak by Bortnikov, and this is
Oh, nice.
amazing uh, tobacco. But to answer your question, if I was ever going to create a fragrance,
And what ingredients would you have, and what would you name it?
so I you know what, I wouldn't even lie right now and say that I could even think of a name because I'm so into the power of marketing that
Yeah.
it would never be a thing that would come off top of my head. I'd have to
Okay.
put a lot of thought onto that one.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
the name would have to wait. But what I could tell you is that I would make a fragrance that I would love to wear. So it would definitely have tobacco components, um, ambery components, some booziness in it. And if I can afford it and find a way to make it still work, I would like to add some oud. So it would
Oh,
definitely be a
okay.
darker, boozy tobacco fragrance with amber and vanilla to sweeten it out. It would be in that range. Based on what I do like and how I would envision it, it probably wouldn't be the most original,
Yeah.
but it would be in my wheelhouse of what almost a perfect fragrance would be.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That I can't wait for you to make one like that. Okay.
I wish. Yeah, we'll see.
Send,
We'll see what I.
send, send me a coupon for a full bottle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
uh for me it will be also the same, something like really nice and dark, like tobacco, vanilla, put in some patchouli in there
Oh yeah,
also,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff in there. I do love all those kind of fragrances. Musk, oak moss, woo, the old
Mm-hmm.
school oak moss, that I do love, you know and especially I don't know, but I think that a lot of niche houses have perfected something so beautifully, and it's called no perfume alcohol on their fragrances. Like for me, I have a whole bunch of them right now, and I test them out. And the first thing I don't smell, is perfume alcohol, and I could tell that that's a unique sort of sense of niche fragrances. The really expensive ones,
Yeah.
it's not that strong when it comes to atelier, that one, those like the 500 years, or how you call it, spice must flow. That one's a good one. And also soul my soul. That's another good one.
Mm.
You know, um, there's other niche houses that like I don't know, making sense. That one does not have that smell either, like that
Yeah.
perfume alcohol. And I think the majority of these niche stuff that I've tried is that good quality ones do not smell as strong. You know, when you sniff them, you don't smell the alcohol. You just
No, you
smell
get the note. You get the
e-
note as opposed to that
exactly
very,
the initial
yeah,
spray. You get the burst of anything they put in. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I could tell that that's good quality fragrances. You know, and I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but what kind of niche fragrances do you believe that it it draws you more into that house than any other houses if you have
Like
like
one
right now?
particular house that I'm super drawn to.
Yes.
Um, so here's a reality of it, right? Like if you see behind me, I have rows of houses. I don't know that there's one house I necessarily prefer over others, because what it is that I usually get into a house at a time. So even now, right, like the two houses I'm really into are Primera Perfumes, which is a perfume house out of Kuwait, and Spirit of Dubai. Those are the
Okay.
ones that I'm experimenting with, that I'm really like digging that kind of fragrance right now. Once I've reached, for myself the cap of, all right, now I would like to move on to another house and see what they do. So I've had time, like I remember there was a time when all I wanted to buy was Killian. I
Okay.
would All I did was Killian, right? Uh, then all I did was Unique Luxury.
Okay.
Love Unique Luxury. And then even I did all Bortnikov for a time. And like I said, now I'm doing Spirit of Dubai. So I have times when I'm all for one house, just because it's easy for me to explore one house at a time instead of doing like one bottle from here, one bottle from there. Eventually, I'll get to those other houses, but it's usually just based on what house interests me at the moment. Right now, it just does happen to be Spirit of Dubai, just because they're kind of enigmatic and they have like really high quality fragrances. You hear about them, but you don't see them too much. They're not everywhere. There's some places. So I like that about them. And just really superior fragrances and presentation. I'm a big
Okay.
fan of presentation. Very
Yeah.
big advocate of that. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. Um, like same here. I like the bottle presentations. I would not I would not like to have a bottle of 100 ml look like a milk carton. You know what I mean?
I'm with
I
I'm
wouldn't
with you.
either.
Yep.
Or a milk bottle. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
Um, I I I prefer a nice luxury. If I'm gonna spend maybe $500 on a fragrance, it's gonna look fantastic. It's gonna look like a Taj Mahal kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
I mean, so
It better be having two sword blades
like
coming out
like
like this.
even these right here, right? Like you see the cap, it has
Yeah.
the
Oh, let
little.
me let me enlarge it right now. Give me 1 second. Okay.
So these right here, they have like the emblem inside. They have like these
Oh, that's
little
beautiful.
crystals around it, and then all even the cap, it has the little etching inside of it. Um, and then the band on all of these in this collection are all different, but they're all textured. Like they feel like almost like wallpaper or carpet. They're even the designs are. So this one has like a woody feel to it because it is oud. This this one right here is one of my favorite. You're talking about Taj Mahal.
Oh yeah.
Look at
That's
that, man.
beautiful.
That's a presentation, bro.
That is a
That's
presentation, bro.
the presentation. Like they put something behind. They put some thought behind it, and it's all textured.
Yeah.
Like this is or look at this.
Oh yeah, man.
Super blinged out, black
Yep.
little rock in the front, and then of course their signature thing, their bezel with the rocks right there. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like I want a presentation that stands out if I'm paying that kind of money. And realistically, Spirit of Dubai makes fragrances that smell amazing, and they make a presentation that matches the fragrance inside. So it's easy for me to go through all of their fragrances. And then, like I said, it's something about the story. Like they each one tells a story about a different element of Dubai,
Yeah.
and the the fragrance itself, the outside, tells you a little bit about that
Oh,
particular element. So it's really unique. They don't just do fragrance. They do storytelling through their fragrance and some art involved in it as well. So it's great.
okay. Okay. If you don't bother me asking, how much does those bottles run for?
So glad you asked.
Yeah.
Retail, all of these start at about $700-800, right?
Okay.
Um, but when you go to Max Aroma, you go to Joma Shop, Donatella Perfumery, you can find these for like 500,
Okay.
five, even four if you get a good discount code through one of the vendors.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So when they first came out, you couldn't find a sale on them. I haven't paid retail on any of them.
Okay.
I
That's
go to
good.
Max Aroma. I go to Max Aroma. If you ever shop with them, you know that um, every other weekend they have this crazy sale, and you just find the brand. And they did this one, Spirit of Dubai. I think they
Mhm.
had like a 2 day sale going on them for 35% off or thirty
Okay.
percent off. So I mean, you do the
Yeah.
math. Very, very, very accessible with the discounts and working with discounters.
Yeah. I do love a good discount.
Oh, I'm all about a good discount.
I'm all discount. I like almost all my fragrances are just pure on
Yeah,
like not retail, but it's all about like getting going maybe a couple times on eBay, a couple times on their websites when they have a sale. Like for
yeah,
me right now, I'm into a little bit of clone houses, a little bit of niche, you know.
yeah,
I just purchased also some Italire, the one from
yeah,
uh, Spice Must Flow
yeah,
and Soul My Soul. And I got some dual fragrances. That's another clone house,
yeah,
and yeah, I've been doing all that like that nice expiration, then going just designer, I okay, I get it, designers, they make the most money and everything, but they just they just do quantity, not quality.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I
If
mean,
I go, yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say like every now and then you will find a designer fragrance that is really good, right? They like, wow, they put work into this. But what you'll find is that'll be like the first time they release it, and the next time they release it, something has changed. One of those really good quality factors of the original fragrance has been replaced with a different note that's a little bit cheaper. That now it doesn't last as long. It doesn't project like the quality always drops after every iteration. They're trying to hook you with that original smell and then sell you a subpar product thereafter. But yes,
yep,
I'm with you 100%.
yep, yep. Like for me, it's more of like I'd rather have a little 10 ml, but it's good quality 10 ml. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't want to buy $100 fragrance. Like right now, what happened was Acqua di Gio Profumo. I mean, not Profumo. Out of Parfum, the new one that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get a sample of it at Macy's, and let me tell you, I sprayed like I went to the Macy's store. I sprayed on like maybe 20 times of that, man, and still I couldn't smell it. It was like
Yeah.
not
No,
literally
yeah,
20
I got
sprays.
you. I got you. Yeah.
Um, but I put as much as I can, right here and here, and
And it
it
just
just
didn't.
went away. It just
Yeah.
went away.
Yeah.
It just went away, and it's absolute failure. I don't know what they did wrong. I don't know. And once like for me, um when I just went like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not gonna buy any more designer fragrances because designer fragrances are getting less. less good quality fragrances, ingredients, or I don't know what's going on, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just went like, you know what, I'm just gonna go purchase all my fragrances from other different maybe a clone house or maybe some niche fragrances, you know, but I never buy anything retail, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I only buy everything in the discount racks. I mean, not discount racks, but discount stores like Max Aroma or maybe eBay a couple of times. If you're risking, I always tell them, everyone, like, you know, you can risk on eBay. Yeah, you can get your money back because the PayPal, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
protection plan.
So that's the only I haven't bought from eBay, but I do find a lot of good discounters. Now I'm not gonna say that I've not paid full price for fragrances because there are some houses that are not available through the gray market. So I'll say, for example, Crush on Me.
Yeah.
Crush on Me by Nikkei Luxury was just recently released on third party vendors, right? So they only had one major distributor in the US, and that was Beverly Hills Perfumery.
Hmm.
And I had a sample of Crush on Me, and I was like, I want this right now. And I reached out to Beverly Hills Perfumery and bought it at retail. That's a one-off um, experience because I got the decant and nobody else had I would be waiting until right now. That was like 2 years ago, something to that effect. So when it's something like that, I will pay the retail. But my norm, especially with so many fragrances and things that will hit the gray market eventually, if I
Yeah.
can wait, I'll definitely wait.
Okay. What's up, Spence? How you doing? Yeah, like, have you ever experienced a fake fragrance, like a fake bottle that you ever purchased anything that is fake?
No, 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 and that's what I'm saying. That's why, because I don't want that. Oh well, I have held in my hand a fake one that someone was trying to sell me at a store, at a real store.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
uh, and it was a Creed bottle at a store in North Carolina, and I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, "You guys carry Creed?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, all right, let me see it." And I'm looking at it now. I had seen so many videos of like all of the what you look for, and it like it was a perfect example of all of this the signs. Like it didn't have the etched cereal batch on it. So the creeds, the neck on it is really thick where the nozzle is almost flush with the neck. This one had the really skinny neck on the atomizer. Like just all the signature fake stuff on it. And I was like, and
All
I
the
wasn't
red
gonna argue like,
flags.
no, this is fake. I was like, really? I was like, man, how do you guys get these? And they're like, oh, our owner knows somebody. I was like, oh, okay, that's the like, yeah, it's probably too expensive. Like, thanks a lot anyway. But they were definitely selling it like it would. I think they said like $500 for it. It was a fake. It was 100%
Hmm.
fake, without a doubt. I know it. I've seen enough fake stuff online to know that was a fake bottle, and either they really thought it was real or they really thought I was dumb. One of the two.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
One time, they wanted it. I was in eBay and I wanted to buy a Creed bottle, but back then though, I wasn't that good with fragrance back then, and I just went like, what's a Creed? And I just look it up online, and I like, oh man, it's $400. Is this guy selling me for $50? Never, never, never again. I never bought it, but
Okay. Good.
but
Good. Good.
but
Good.
I just went like, you know what? Good thing I didn't, because I know that it's not a real one. It was a fake one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that uh someone bought it. I bet you someone bought it,
For
you know?
sure. For
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Someone bought it. But yeah, man, I truly agree that a lot of people get get hustled with it, and we just have to tell the audience out here, you got to just be careful with your money, man, and just always trust your gut feeling about anything. You know, if you trust your
Yeah.
gut feeling, you'll probably be okay. You know what I mean? And here we go. Smokey says, wait till it gets reformulated and it will smell nothing. That's the Aqua
Yeah.
de Gio out of
Yeah.
Perform.
You got to catch them right out. As soon as they hit the store, before if it smells good, buy it right there.
Yep.
Even the YSLs, the Loams, I remember when they were like the hottest thing out, and then they just kept reformulating. To now people are indifferent to it. Like, all right, well, it's there, but it's not the OG one. And they know it because people will go online on eBay and be like, hey, the OG bottles for like 3 times the price. I'm like, it wasn't that good either. Calm down. But
So, like for me, I was back in high school. I was rocking Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger.
yeah, me
You
too.
know,
Yep,
and
sure.
I love it so much. I bought a 200 ml bottle. I still have it right now. You know,
Woo!
yeah, 200 ml bottle. I bought that because I went like, you know what? That brings me back
Oh,
memories.
is that like this big?
Yeah, like that big, bro. I'll show it to you, man, just to make fun of. You can make fun of me, man. Here you go. This is the big bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good. I remember loving it. I remember I did like it.
Yep. So back in the days, I was wearing this, and I just went like, you know what? This one brings back memories of my teenage years, and it just, I don't know, man. I don't want to run. I don't want to run out of it. I just want to keep it with me. Even probably if I get buried, man, I hope I get buried with this one. But yeah, what is your what was your teenage scent, man? What was like the back then? Was it the Polo Blue, or is it the Cool Water, or
No, it was definitely Aqua de Joe, man.
Aqua de Gio? Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Aqua
okay,
de
okay.
Joe and Jupe interchangeably.
And Jupe, okay, okay.
Either one. Either one.
Will you ever um have you did a review with Jupe already?
No.
No, why not? You should
Because
do one, man.
I
You
never
should
went
do it.
back to buy the bottle. That's why. Um,
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not as nostalgic as you were with that. Like for me, it was like, all right, I got, because I'm not gonna buy one that I loved when I was younger just to have it there.
Yeah,
And here's the thing: before I started doing reviews, before my house had burnt down, one
yeah,
fragrance I did buy, which is pretty much a clone of Jupe, is
yeah,
Original Santal by Creed.
yeah.
Smells just like Jupe to me.
Okay.
It might smell a little different here and there, and I'm interested to see if anybody listening has tried the Original Santal by Creed, but it's very similar to Jupe, and that's why I bought it at the time. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
it has a similar vibe, but it's a niche fragrance, and then I was like, another overrated, especially when it's a clone of something way cheaper. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't buy either one again. I don't think I'm past that really. Not. I like the sandalwood smell for sure, but
Yeah.
kind of past it.
So yeah, not so famous YouTuber Spence said Jupe Home is good. Ice is good. Sorry, he said that that one is good.
Yeah, so I've seen a couple. I feel like in the last couple of years, Jupe has tried to have like this resurgence by doing a couple of flankers, creating some new fragrances. It's not picking up the traction it wants. I'm sure there's some core fans of it that are buying it, but they keep releasing stuff. And for example, right here, I'm not so famous. He says it's good, but you
Yep.
don't hear a lot about them. Like not enough people are really either giving it as props or caring enough to go back down that route
Yep.
in their fragrance journey.
Yep. Like for instance, like for me, my second uh when I was growing up was, you know what's up, bro? What's up? What's up, bro?
Oh yeah, but I did
What's
have
up,
cool
bro?
waters. I did have cool waters for sure.
What's
I had
up,
a
bro?
cool
Like
water. Um,
that smell is never gonna go old
no,
on anyone.
it's
This
never
one,
gonna go away. And let me tell you something. Creed's not gonna let it go away because they
nope.
have Green Irish Swede. It smells just like that as well. Well,
Yep.
not just like it, but close enough.
Yep.
Um, I smell said that his dad wore Jupe. Um,
and I have
Yeah,
Mont Blanc
Mont Blanc
individual.
Individual, same thing. Mont Blanc
Mm.
Individual, Jupe, Original Santel, all pretty much like 90% similar DNA between the three.
So this one right here, I'll show you right now.
Grandfather's
Is it
signatures.
this one right here?
Yes, that one right there.
Individual.
Yep, that smells like Jupe. That smells like Jupe, and it smells like Creed, Original Santal.
Okay. So yeah, I never experienced going to buy a Creed, but when the first time I went to a boutique, I never had the chance to smell Santal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that one smells, but I do know that I tried Mountain Silver Water, I think it's called.
Silver Mountain Water.
Yeah, and I tried and Aventus, those two,
Yeah,
and those two were really like hit the spot for me. I really love that, man.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and back then I was not into the niche fragrances. I was not into. I was I was more into designer fragrances, like designer, because I don't I really didn't want it like to spend so much money on a fragrance,
No, I
you know,
get you. I
because
get you.
but my Latino mentality is like that's loco porque vas a comprar $300. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, no, no. I get you, bro.
So
There's
I
going to point in your life that you hear your father's voice in the back of your head before you purchase something, but then you expand your horizons.
Yep, exactly. So when I started experiencing more designers, I went like, you know what? Um, this lady who was in my live chat last time, actually, she was one of my first interviews, and her name was Eva, and she introduced me into a whole different world of niche fragrances, and I'm still talking to her. We're still gonna do collabs with each other, and
Right.
she's sending me some niche fragrances that she has that she wants me to test out, and
Yeah.
I'm sending her some niche fragrances that I have, and we're doing it back and forth,
Nice.
you
Very
know.
nice. Yeah.
And without her, I couldn't I wouldn't even got introduced of niche fragrances, you know. But I like listening to you and talking to you about niche fragrances as well, because I heard on a women's perspective. Now I'm
Sure.
hearing into a men's perspective of men's fragrances of niche.
Niche. Yeah.
And what what for you? What does niche fragrances mean to you?
So I find I love the question because this is um a source of contention for a lot of people. Because a lot of people feel that niche somehow means quality. Where you know I come from from a work background where we say words mean things, right? So
Yeah.
every word has a definition attached to it, to include niche, right? And
Mhm.
niche is a a very specified segment of an overarching um whatever particular thing, right?
Yeah.
So you specify in that one area. So if I'm a perfumer and all I do is create perfume, then I make niche fragrances because all I do, whether it's high quality, low quality, pure alcohol, pure oud, is still niche. I can be an indie niche, but it's still niche. Now, if I create fragrances and I create jean pantsuits and sneakers and hats, I can be indie, but I'm no longer niche because I'm doing all these things. A niche fragrance house is a fragrance house that only makes fragrances.
Mhm.
That's it. Now, again, there's going to be different opinions about that. Like, for example, Tom Ford is not a niche fragrance; it's a luxury designer, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, but and all these indie houses that only do fragrances, even if they're not good, they're still niche because they don't do other stuff. Now, if they start roaming into other things,
Yeah.
then they lose that niche. So the concept of niche is not a trophy. It just lets you know that all they do is fragrance. It could be good or bad. It's just that's all they do.
Yep. So I got one here. on the chat. I'm broke AF. I'm just be getting stuff from the similar houses, smaller houses,
Smaller houses.
and bang for the buck, smelling great on the low. Good job. No,
Yo, there's nothing wrong with it. I always
nothing
say
wrong with that, man.
I did a live with somebody and they're like, "Oh, how do you feel about people buying from clone houses?" And I was like, "I don't feel anyway. You do what your bank account tells you you can do. If you
Yep.
start doing what somebody's video tells you you should do, you already going the wrong route about this."
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
and that's why I never said like, "Oh, I got you need to get hey, sample yours." I blind buy
Yep.
because that's where I am in life. I'm also 40 years old and I've gone through a lot of rough times in my life to get to the point in my life where I can buy a fragrance and if I don't like it, I'll be okay. I don't recommend that for other people because I think it's really irresponsible for any reviewer to, first of all, talk down on designer fragrances, talk down on clone houses, talk down on indie houses, talk down on something because it's cheap, because it's not fair to the viewer to make somebody feel like they're somehow less important or they have worse taste because they don't have $30,000 to just spend on fragrances.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go. Not Spencer says niche means where is my what? No, hold on, sorry.
Where's my
Where
wallet?
yeah, where the heck is my wallet at? Okay.
Very often it does. I will not lie about that. But um, niche also sometimes is niche indie city rhythm that you can
Yeah.
get for $200.
Yep. So
Which is
I'll tell you one thing. Look, this is what Fatboy Fragrance bought. I got from Fatboy Fragrance, and I think this is the new one from City Rhythm. It's called San Diego. This is
yes.
from San Diego. Man, if you want to smell something nice and unique in citrusy, this is the way to go, brother. This is really nice. I think this is gonna be my summer vibe right here too. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to smell that for the first time next week because Niles is actually bringing it out to the event out there at Glamcation. So it'll
Yeah,
be there. I can smell it in person. But I do have one of his original fragrances, Miami, which
Miami,
love, love
love
Miami.
it.
Oh man, listen, summer fragrance, coconut, boozy. Yeah, it Miami is a great warm weather summertime, even a little bit cooler. It has some heft to it, but it has a lot of that summertime elements in a bottle, man. It's just a great, great fragrance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just want to say hi to Skills. What's up, brother? How you doing? Um, Let me see. Here you go. Mikey says I purchased based on my sensibilities. I usually ear of the side of being what?
And being frugal, and there's
Frugal.
nothing wrong with that, man.
Frugal.
Like I
Yep.
said, you and your wallet need to be in agreement
Yep.
because at the end of the month, bills show up and they do not try to meet you in the middle.
Yep.
they
Like
only know the number on the paper that you receive. So
yeah. So I'm gonna put some honest advice to everyone. If you still have a child, please feed them. If you're still married, still be married. You know, you don't want to pay child support or alimony, and you have to pay the mortgage of your ex-wife's house. So if you still want to buy fragrances, do it for your own, you know, responsibility. don't don't just go ahead and just buy $5,000 worth of fragrances and then you messed up. So that's my public service
yeah,
announcement.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Also, let me see. Shout out to San Diego. Yup, San Diego for me. I am enjoying it. This is great. Even Fat Boy tells me to go ahead and mix it up with this one with one side with San Diego, one side with Cochin, and then smell both sides and see which one you like the most. I haven't tried that yet, but this one, City Rhythm, I think it's very nice. I like this one. It's very nice. It's for It's gonna be my summer vibe right there, bro. For real. Let me see. Those Manhattan and Miami are fire. So that
Yeah,
one's pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Manhattan was really good too. I just love Miami a lot more.
Hmm.
But yeah, Manhattan was another really good fragrance.
Scent of the day is guilt, and scent of the night is elixir 4.0. Okay, okay, that's good.
Scent, where's
Yeah, yeah.
Green Irish Tweed. Oh yeah,
Yep.
because he said he was wearing it earlier.
Hmm. Hmm.
Green Irish Tweed for the day. Now, hey, by the way, I'm a big advocate of scent of the day, scent of the evening,
Okay.
because listen, I go to work, I have one thing, but I'm also very conscious that if I'm not constantly wearing fragrances, I'm wasting money. That
Yep.
means that I have to wear at least two a day, no joke. So
Okay.
I'm always doing a day and a night fragrance. So I find that interesting because
Okay.
that's right where I'm at with it.
That's kind of weird because I do the same thing.
No,
So
it's not weird at all. It's very accurate. You can
yeah.
once you've done
So
more
my
than 20 bottles of fragrance in your house, you need to start
absolutely.
wearing them. You need to start
Absolutely.
wearing
Like
them.
for me, the scent of the day for me was um Coconut Bay, and my scent of the night right now is George Saharov's signature noir. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Very good.
and
Yes.
those that it's good. And plus, I've been wearing all week Sicilian Cypress. Great job, Michael Dinsmore. You did a good job on that one. And I like to support indie companies, man. Seriously, they're very good, when it comes to stuff like that,
Absolutely.
especially making sense. Don't be living in down in the river. Yes, absolutely. Skills. Do not be that man who lives down in the river. No. Shout out to Chris Farley. Let me see. I thought I did in coconut, but smelled in Miami on my skin. So definitely enjoyed it. Okay, cool. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
it's good.
That's good. The other one I really want to get is from City Rhythm is Pulse. I heard Pulse is pretty good. There's a new one he came out with.
Yeah, so I smell both of them. Pulse and rhythm.
Yeah.
Um and both I had decants with both of them. Um the only thing for me about those two, they are very much blue fragrances, and more than just the appearance, they live up to the blue fragrance kind of, but they're just appropriate for working out. They really just are. Like they,
Okay.
especially when you're running and because you smell it more as you work out. There was an idea behind that creation, and I think it really hit it on the head. I guess because I've already attached the fragrances to that kind of activity, um, I've kind of locked it. I've cornered it to workout fragrance, which that's not a bad thing. I think that's kind of the marketing behind it as well. So
Okay.
they are they pace themselves. Niles paces himself with City Rhythm on his releases, but I think every release, whatever the concept behind it is, they really hit it on the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yep. How about if you go out in a vacation, like right now, you're gonna go to LA.
Hmm.
I think LA is gonna be kind of hot next week. What fragrances are you gonna take with you?
All right. So I'm not sure which one specifically I'm going to take, but I'm gonna tell you something that to some people is like this dramatic, like or like crazy concept. But in the Middle East, right,
Yeah.
where it's hot all year round,
Yeah.
you know what they wear? A lot of ouds,
Food.
a lot of spice.
Yep.
This summertime fragrance is a very Western concept, and it's built around marketing. It's
Yep.
built around buy a lot of these during this time of the year, and then buy these this time of the year when we release these. It's a marketing concept overall. I don't really follow the summertime I wear this, winter I smell this. I do believe based on how cold it is, fragrances usually get lost in the air. So you do need a heavier fragrance in the cooler weather. But in the summertime, if you're like safe with your sprays, you can get away with almost anything. I mean, there's obviously some that are way too overbearing, but I can tell you right now, I will. And I don't take full bottles when I travel. I decant myself out some, but I'm
Smart man.
definitely gonna decant some of oud. And most people will be like, "Oh, that is gonna be hot. That's fine. They'll survive. I'll survive. This is
Yep.
definitely gonna get worn." Um, but I'm gonna take that. I can almost guarantee you most of the stuff that I take in decants are going to be fragrances that most people will be like, I wouldn't wear that in the summertime, and that's fine. I don't really like citrusy, fresh aquatic fragrances. So
Mhm.
summertime fragrance, if it were based on wearing what's appropriate for the season, um, I wouldn't wear a lot of stuff at all in the summertime.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I wear what I like regardless of the season.
Here's one from Smokey. I want to try City Rhythm Heart Spark. I haven't tried that one before. Have you?
Bang.
Oh, there it is. There it is, Smokey.
This is listen. When you talk about inexpensive fragrances that surpass your expectations, this smells. Now I will say this: this is not for every event. This is not like a multi-tool fragrance. This is specific for me. When I smell it, this is specifically a date fragrance. This
Okay.
is an attention-getting fragrance. This has a sweetness to it, that a candy-like sweetness to it, but it has there's something in here. I don't know if it's violet or maybe the tea note that reminds me a little bit of Manhattan, but it has this cherry tea note that it takes it in a different area. It's fruity, it's sweet, it has some of that calming tea. Um this is just a really great fragrance, and you will not break the bank, and you're gonna smell good. Uh, it's what I like to call a flirty fragrance.
Okay. How much is that one running you for?
I think it may have been 70
Okay, that's not bad.
at all,
Not bad.
at
That's not
all.
bad at all. That's
Mm-mm.
pretty good to enjoy yourself. Get a paycheck. It's not that much. It's not gonna hurt your wallet at
It's
all.
not.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not. It's not.
It's not because Dua fragrances are like 55, 60.
60,
Um,
60. I think they're going some other different yeah. So yeah, they're like around $66.
between 55 and 70. The most
Yeah.
expensive one
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I have, Akbar's Elixir, was $70.
Yep.
Uh, and some of them are 55. They range,
Yep.
but again, still, you can buy this and still go to lunch and probably not break the whole $100 yet. So
Yep. That is true. That is true. I got let me see. Spencer says can't wear some feces in the summer. He's talking about the oud, I think.
let me see which one is that.
It says not so famous YouTuber. He's in the
Now
bottom.
I'm trying to shout out to Mike. I see. I don't know where he. I don't see that particular one.
It's almost to the last one. It's right here on top, and you see it in the screen right now. I think if you have it in your screen, it's right there. Can't wear some
Oh,
feces in the summer. That's what he's saying.
yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Again, I'll wear anything at any time.
Yep.
And here's the other thing, right? Because um, I've been in Iraq,
Yeah.
I've been in Kuwait,
Yeah.
I've dealt with the locals.
Yeah.
I see what they wear,
Yeah.
and um, yeah, they're not wearing Aqua de Joe
Oh no.
um
No.
out
No.
there. So
No.
it became very apparent to me, like all these oud fragrances they're making, they're not making it for the winter time. They're making it for wear. Period.
Yep, absolutely. Like for me, I've been to Dubai and right there in that moment, I was in a convention show right there, and everybody smells oud. Everybody
Yeah,
smells like oud.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
smells like oud.
They're
It
not, they're
doesn't.
not like, yo, it's warm. We got to change it up because it's warm all
Yep,
the time.
yep. It's always warm over there, man. And I all the time I was smelling oud,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
And they have their own little station when they go like this.
Yep.
All the smoke comes into their
Oh yeah.
bodies, like to all their clothes. Like, yeah, man. I've seen that before, and I just went like, and for me back then, I was not a fragrance enthusiast. I was
Yeah.
just more of like, what the heck are these guys doing? You know, are they doing hookah or what? But no,
Look,
actually,
because even something like this,
yeah, exactly,
and
absolutely, yep,
they put it through all their clothes on top of the
yep,
fragrance they actually wear. So
yep, yep. It's a topping, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Let me see. Yeah, Mike, uh, do your thing, man. Do your editing. I want to see more content, man. Seriously, man. I want to see your next review, man.
Hey,
I'm
and
I'm
shout out to
glad you
all the
appreciate
editors.
that.
Shout out to all the editors, and even even like I look at your videos, man, and
Yeah,
you have like graphics and all this high. Yo, like I was telling somebody the other day, I will record myself
yeah.
from front to back, no stops, no edits, no corrections. As soon as I press stop, I upload. That's
Okay.
it. There's no graphics or very rudimentary. One day I might start editing, but hey, if I pronounce something wrong, if I say it's going in the video, I'm not
Okay.
giving it a second thought. So for everybody who actually takes the time, I've heard people like, oh, I do a video, then an hour, I take an hour editing. I was like, what? I literally press stop and press upload, and that's what's going out. Period. So for all the people who do the due diligence of and like I said, like your page creating the graphics and all that, that's great stuff. I don't do any of it.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I'm pretty darn old, and I'm starting to doing that for like
No,
maybe
but
a couple times
it
already.
looks
So
really good. It looks really professional. I
thank
definitely
you,
like that.
thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. I do appreciate that. Um, Let me see. If you guys have any other questions, if not, I'm just gonna open up the lines here, and I'm gonna invite people over if you want to talk to us and see what happens. And if not, then we're just gonna be blabbering around a lot and until maybe in the 2 hour mark. So if you want to, so there we go. So yeah, so tell me, what is life been in New York City right now? Like,
Well, so again, I am in the military. I'm stationed in North Carolina,
yeah,
so I go up to New York maybe once a year to visit. I don't stay too long because number one, New York is expensive, man.
yeah,
Which is why even once I retire, probably not gonna move back there. It's just it's so expensive. I've always said that New York is for one of two people. You have to be rich or you have to be poor.
yeah,
Because if you're rich enough, you can afford everything. If you're poor enough, the government will sustain you while you're there.
yeah,
But it's really hard to have everything you like and be working class in New York because of the taxes, because of the cost of living there. So, but I do like it in New York. I do like to go up there to go shopping. The shopping experience is one of my favorite. I love going to Bergdorf Goodman, and going to their fragrance section, where it's not a section; it's an entire floor of
yeah.
all perfume. Like the entire floor. You go to like think of the one floor of a department store, but it's all perfume from wall to wall.
That's good.
Um, oh man, it's like a toy store for fragrance enthusiasts, man. All the
You
brands are there.
like like right here in LA, we don't have that much of boutiques or like the only one that I know that is close by is Dua. It's the closest one I can find.
Do they
But
have an actual store, a brick and mortar store there?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
It's just the headquarters is there.
I got you.
But yeah, if I want to check out more fragrances, more of this, like I have to go to like Glam Fest, you know, Glam Nation or whatever it's called.
So I
Or
will tell you something.
yeah,
This he oh no, I think he's in San Francisco. Never mind. No, it was not LA. How far is LA from San Francisco?
that's a long way.
Long way. Okay.
Yeah,
So, but like I was saying, all of those really great, expensive um fragrances you're gonna find at the Neiman Marcus, at the Saks Fifth Avenue, at the Nordstroms. Because trying to find boutiques specifically, I gotta say it's an investment and it's always a risk. Um, to open up a purely perfume store, brick
yeah,
and mortar,
yeah,
brick and mortar,
yeah.
because you got to pay rent.
Oh yeah,
You have to pay rent,
absolutely.
and if people aren't in there constantly buying, you're going to go out of business. Whereas having it online, whatever happens, happens. If no one
Yep.
buys, you're good. You're not gonna get kicked out of the store. So,
No,
um,
you're not paying rent, and you're just doing it online.
yeah, yeah. So,
Excuse me. The only close by I could go to is actually going to Beverly Hills. You know, if I go to Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, there's a lot of them. You
yeah,
know,
and Beverly Hills Perfumery is there.
yep, Beverly Hills Perfumery is there. You
Yep.
know, and where I live, there's not only a Macy's, Ulta, Sephora, all those places. Hey,
Right.
shout out to Sephora. I like Sephora because they sell actual decants, of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
before you
Mhm.
buy here, buy yourself a decan.
Mhm.
You know, that's where I that's where I shine because I always am a advocate of buying samples first
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they buy the bottle. And then after that, if you like it, don't buy it. If you love it, buy the bottle, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and I always advocate for that, because I don't want because I think the majority of my audience is hardworking people. You know what I mean? And I think that hardworking people um we should give them advice that just buy a sample,
yeah,
or
yeah.
where they could buy a sample from, and I always tell them because there's a lot of people out there that I've seen in the course of a year that a lot of people have to sell all their fragrances because they said, oh well, you know um all these fragrances are junk, and I wanted to do a review channel but it didn't work out and all that stuff.
Oh
And
man.
what's going to happen to all those bottles? You be selling them, and you're going to
Yeah.
sell it to us. You know what I mean? So that's why the best thing is that there's nothing wrong. I mean, listen to me, there's nothing wrong of making a fragrance review in a decant. There's nothing wrong.
No.
There's nothing wrong. If that helps you out getting your review and saving up money to buying an actual bottle, that's what I did. That was my experiment with George Saharoff. With George
Mm.
Saharoff, what I did is that I bought his discovery set
Right. Right.
and I test them all of them out. I even tested Tobacco. I tested Royal X. I tested the all signature lineup except the Z creators. I didn't touch none of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I what I experienced is that all these fragrances that I smelled, only Royal X, I didn't want to buy because that was irrelevant to the other one, the Signature Royale.
Hmm.
That's one of them that you can if you like Royal X, go ahead and buy it, but you don't need to buy the whole entire collection and you're not going to use Royale because Royale is too musky. You know what I mean? And the Signature Royale is a little bit better. So
I
I'm just
I,
going to
I
buy Royale.
X.
What happened?
Royal X is the one I have.
Okay.
Which I really do. Yeah, I love this scent. It's Yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah. So for me, I when I tested all of them, I didn't agree on the Royal X
Hmm.
because it was too musky. I wouldn't wear it. It wouldn't be for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just tried. When I just rather just buy the Royale, the original Royale. You know, and that one suits me. I go dancing with it one time and they smell it, they liked it, and but yeah, I always been an advocate and I always test out fragrances in the decants. If I do like it, I buy the bottle. If I don't like it, I won't even make a review out of it. But at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
I lost only $10, on a
Right,
sample
right.
than a $300 bottle.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going on. Uh
To Skells, I am stationed at Fort Bragg.
Oh, on the
So,
coast. Okay, Rico U
so
Station.
Scales knows something about Army life because not everybody knows the station name. So yeah, Fort Bragg.
Yeah, yeah. He. I think he does. Let me see. I blind about all three of my Sahara Royale, especially X, Tabac, and Citrine. Haven't been disappointed. I like them on my person. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm not. That's fantastic. Like for me, I tried all of them, and the only one it's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna buy the same bottle twice. It's Royale,
Yeah,
Royale X, because I already have Royale. Why am I gonna buy Royal X? The difference is it's more musk, you know, and I didn't want it to over. I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna use it. You know what I mean? Because I already have Royale. So let me see. What's up, Joe? The dry down, low down in the house.
don't low down.
That man has some editing skills.
Skills. Huh?
This man, if you ever watch his channel, go ahead and watch him, bro. The dry down, low down.
Yeah, I gotta
He
check
had
him.
some good editing skills. Hey, if you ever wanna jump in, Joe, you can jump in. You got the link right there. We could talk for a little bit,
I don't low down.
or if not, that's cool. I know you're in Philly, Philly. Oh man. So yeah, in in let me see. I got a present from Kentucky from Fort Knox, and I got a, a little nugget or something like that. It was a brick. It was a golden. It was gold brick, and a bottle of whiskey,
Nice.
and 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 I got a sticker with the United States Army right there. It's pretty cool. I never went to a I was never in the military, but I was a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout all the way, bro.
Almost the same thing, man. Almost the
Almost the same thing.
same.
uh, so yeah, so pretty much it's pretty 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 cool. He says, "Thanks, brother." All right, cool. Yeah, watch his channel, man. He's awesome in editing. Dry download, stop following. That's you. That's between you and dry down, low down guy. There's a lot of lurkers around here, man. I don't know what's going on. Um, what is one of the funniest YouTube reviewers you ever watched, and you say, "Dude, this guy is funny," or "This guy is really interesting."
There's two. To
Yeah,
stand out in terms of it's more than just the reviews. Like I said, Gen Sense. Some people like it or they don't. That's one. And then the other one was Cubano.
Cubanos.
Yeah, Cubanos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
however they say his name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. For me, that I really like to enjoy, but he's resting in peace right now, is Carlos from Brooklyn's Fragrance Lover.
yeah.
He was
Carlos was one of the first ones I used to watch.
he was the first one I ever watched.
Really?
Yeah, really. He was very charismatic. He was very he's trying to do different new stuff. Like he had a drinking game. Guest staff niche or designer,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
I love that concept. That was fantastic.
And he will
If you
show you his bloopers at the end too.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Um and for me, I seen a lot of new YouTubers trying to have a same personality kind of thing, and for me to have, okay, editing skills, dry down, low down has best editing skills. Um, when it comes to entertainment, I say, and I think a lot of people would agree, and some of them would disagree. I got two people. By the way.
Okay.
One is the Mr. Smelly. Mr.
Okay.
Smelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, he's funny. He's
Hmm.
entertaining. He's doing it because that's his persona. That's fine.
Sure.
And two is Joey Cannoli. Joey Cannoli is entertaining. A couple of times he puts a little fragrance channel in there,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit of fragrances. Shout out to 69. Yeah. So he makes a lot of good things, and he's been in the fragrance game for a very long time as well.
Yeah.
Both of them. Both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Arnable. When it comes to my entertainment, I watch those two channels, and and especially channel 69 reformulated, also channel 69
Yeah. Yeah.
reformulated. Big shout outs to them, whoever you are. So yeah, basically, there's a lot of different, like what is the most, okay, i'm gonna I'm gonna change it up a little bit. What is the most boring reviewer you ever seen in your entire life? But you don't need to say their name. But
No,
do you,
they're no.
is he's always talking, but he never, like, he's not entertaining. He's like, this is the fragrance.
Well, time
This
out. So
fragrance.
there's something to say about that, right?
Yeah,
Because go back to what I said. I
yeah.
I almost prefer that over the entertainment factor.
Okay,
I just
okay.
want the information.
Yeah,
So one reviewer that's very to the point, nothing entertaining
yeah.
about what he's doing, but one of the ones I like the most is the he I don't know what I forget he rebranded everything. He used to go by looking, smelling good. The fragrance guy. He goes by the fragrance guy now.
Oh, the
Um,
fragrance guy,
Sebastian. That's his name. Sebastian.
Sebastian. Okay,
Um, he's he's very matter of factish. There's nothing really past the fragrance, but that's what I appreciate. Just tell me about the perfume. Like if I want for again, I there's something to be said about charisma and all these other things, which I appreciate. But realistically, based on how my day is built, I only have so much time to be watching YouTube. So tell me, is it good or is it bad? Whatever.
sure.
Let me know about it, and then I gotta go do my next thing. So I do like that as well. So he there's nothing there is no real entertainment value to his channel, but there is a lot of good information that comes out of his reviews.
Okay, that's good. For me, when I started my fragrance journey and I wanted to see something informative, and I always gave him a shout out, but he doesn't want to, like, to do anything. Like, I don't know why. Is actually Studio Sense. Studio Sense. I don't know if you've seen him before, if you heard about him.
Never heard.
He's very quiet. He just talks to you. Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is this and that, right? And he starts giving you, like, oh, this is the fragrance, and this is a lovely fragrance, and he's very, 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 like boring. Like I'm almost falling asleep. Oh, we got a guest here. Let's see who's the guest.
Hello, sir.
Oh,
Oh,
it's Ben.
here we go.
What's
Joe,
going
dry
on,
down, low
gentlemen?
down. And Ali's saying dry down, low down is very pretty.
She's biased though. She has to say that. She's
Oh
biased.
man. So yeah, so basically, what she said also, Ali says, and see, laugh out loud skills, dry down, low down follows me everywhere. Yeah, of course.
Skels was accusing me of stalking him, which is true. He's a very pretty gentleman. I mean, if I was gonna stalk anybody, it would be Skels.
That would be the
You know?
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the guy I follow around the internet. You know.
So yeah, like I was just talking to Rico about you because you have some great editing skills. I don't have
Well,
nothing. Mine is garbage compared to yours. You
thank you,
know.
sir. I'm gonna be doing so. This here, I just got this today. This is the
Oh,
new Happy Land Wonderland.
okay.
Oh,
And so this is obviously themed to Alice in Wonderland. So
sure.
we are going to have quite a video for this one. I've got a lot to work with there. I've got the entire Alice in Wonderland cast. Maybe Jeremy Fragrance is going to pop up as Tweedledee and Tweedledum. You know what I mean? That might just happen in there.
Hey, So when you talk about over the top, doing way more than fragrance,
Yeah.
that's Jeremy to me.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing, right? Here's the funny part. Before I ever thought about getting on any platform, when I was just a person who bought fragrances and watched reviewers for an opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy was one of the first people I used to watch.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
He always had a little suit on, do the spin, have a pretty girl. He had the basic math to get people's eyes on his channel. Cool. He told you about a fragrance. After a while, though, it just became like the same 12 fragrances in different variations. Then he got his company doing fragrances. Then there was a disconnect with reality.
Yeah.
And now I almost avoid it because he's either going to talk about the same last blue or fresh fragrance or something I feel that is not competing with his company. Why that's a problem to me? If you watch Steven from Red Lessons, he will consistently big up and do full reviews on fragrances that are in direct competition with something he's selling. And he's like, yo, like it's good. He'll give you a top 10 list and not mention one of his fragrances. He will consistently just be true to this part of his business. And when he's a head or creative director of a perfume house, he's doing that separately. And in some instances, they merge, obviously, because he can bring up a fragrance in his line, but he won't make, it's not this really unnatural kind of like, hey, best fragrance I ever smelled, and then it's his fragrance. He doesn't do that, which is why I'm still a really big fan of his channel throughout the years.
Yeah, I agree. Jeremy, I think for most people is a gateway drug to the fragrance community, right? Like
For sure.
he's the McDonald's of the fragrance community, you know.
Yep.
And I think that you know, once you've spent time, if you start collecting, if you start grabbing a few bottles, Jeremy quickly becomes very boring. He's not boring in the sense of when you watch him unhinged, when he's talking about, you know, he was accused of rape and he had his gay dalliances and all that kind of stuff. Then he's kind of interesting because you're watching a guy off the rails, but that's also simultaneously sad because he seems like he's got some problems going on. And you shouldn't have problem when you're that pretty, right? And you're making that much money and you're driving a Ferrari, you shouldn't be unhinged, but apparently he is, you know, it does seem that way. But you know, if we're going to have a gateway drug, mine was Ross. I because I was into gaming and Ross had a gaming channel. I came in and he was doing a Paisley Sky review for Happy Land. And I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. And so I bought it. And then that was it. Like, I was like, wow, there's shit that smells like this. And then I continued. I mean, I always had stuff over the years, you know, going back to the 80s Drakkar. And then I had Cool Water. And then I had Kenneth Cole Black. And I had Armani Code. And like, you just go through it all, right? And then I went into
all the staple fragrances, sure.
Yeah. Yep. But that was when I really started taking an interest in the community and in the wide variety. There's a spectrum of shit that's available, and it's so great. And if you're just a consumer from, you know, if you're somebody just going to Macy's or Sephora's, you're not experiencing the things that you can find in this community.
Right. Absolutely.
And so, yeah,
it was because of you, Joe, that I experienced Happy Land, you know, and I got Signature, and
which is great.
It is great, bro. That one is absolutely beautiful, man. I love to wear that, you know.
Yeah.
And there was one also, what's the other one? Shadowland. Shadowland was another one.
Oh, that's one I don't have. I actually don't have that one. So
yeah,
that one's
okay. That one's okay.
Okay.
The other one is Home for the Holidays Decaf Edition.
Yeah.
Too much caramel for me. Too much caramel for me.
That is an explosion of caramel.
Yeah, you know? that I cannot stand is too much caramel.
Yeah,
I think he was going for something else, but you know, so a couple times you win, a couple times you lose, you know.
I like it. This This is another aromatic fougere, but
Okay.
like Gaelic Mist that came out just before this. But to
Yeah.
me, this is far superior. The dry down of this is almost magical in the transformation from when you first spray it to what it ends up smelling like at the end. I
Mhm.
wore it out tonight. I'm gonna spend more time with it tomorrow, but I'm gonna begin constructing my video in the morning. It's
Okay.
been a long 24 hours for me, Alex. As you saw, I was in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I was doing the 80s rock thing with John Waite, and
Yep. I
then
saw that, man. That was
it
awesome.
was so good. It was
That was
really
awesome.
such a good time, man.
Yeah, man. I
That
I saw that you were rocking it, bro.
I was for a guy that's 69, not me. You know, I know you want to say I'm old. You're my age too, but um, John Wade, I think, is 69 years old, and dude, the guy sounded so perfect. You know, it's rare that you encounter somebody his age that can still sound the way they did in their youth.
Yeah.
And that
Mhm.
dude was just crushing it in that room. And it was a small, it was called City Winery. I think it's like a franchise, but it was a nice intimate venue where
Yep.
I'm literally staring at the guy right in front of me on the stage. It was so cool.
I thought you had a professional camera, bro.
No, that was just my iPhone. You
Oh,
know?
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. For me, like when I saw you, like you were rocking it and everything, I was like, oh, that was sweet.
That was a
You
good
know,
night.
you got great seats, man.
You know, the thing that's weird about that place is you sit at tables, right? So we were sitting with another couple at a small table, and I didn't know that that's how it worked. But we were literally right in front of the stage. It just, I guess we lucked out that way. But there
Oh,
was, we went there, and then we went and did a tour of duty in Philadelphia doing drinks all over the city, and it got a little late in the night. And then we were up early today, and it's been a long.
oh man.
I tried to make it to Dan's stream. We went out to a friend's restaurant and we got stuck there for 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dan's stream was looking a little chaotic tonight.
Really?
I don't know if you saw. I think you were streaming at the same time,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think I was streaming at the same time, so I don't know what's going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I I when stuff like that, what that's a good point. What Ali's talking about the eggshells, you know,
Oh, with
when
Jeremy.
Jeremy when he's eating the eggshells,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yep, I understand that, man. Like I don't know what's going on with him. I
I
don't
think
know
he's
what's going on
just
with him.
I think Scales hit it in the head a little bit up there, but you know, however you feel on enjoying your personal time and whatever you call recreation, you know, whatever, man.
Yeah, I think, yeah, as Rick James once said, the prophet Rick James, cocaine is a hell
It's
of
a
a drug.
hell of a drug. And
I think
Yes.
that's what's going on.
Yep. The white horse.
man, look, come on, and it's not like I don't want this to be the entire content, but
No.
he really lost me. He was doing the stopping people, asking them how they smell, to smell something, and
Yeah.
if I'm 100% sure, as my memory serves me, or maybe I created this in my head as a reason why I'm backing up a little bit. He was like in little short shorts and skates in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, bro,
yeah,
what?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Skates and undies?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're a grown-up guy.
Yeah,
I
I've
think
seen that.
it feels to me, and you know, you guys have maybe were watching Jeremy longer than me.
Oh, I was watching him for years.
That's what I'm saying. Fragged out. You probably were. It feels to me that he got turned out in Miami. Like
No,
Miami.
no, he did.
Yeah.
Everybody, anyone who's seen him since the beginning knows Miami was too much life, and he just started his company. So when you come into that big revenue stream and you're used to your town, now you got this big town that offers everything, and you have the money to get a taste of everything while you're there.
Yeah.
You will quickly see, because it's like watching his original videos to his new personality. Man, you talk about the decline of a human being, and the birth of a monster.
And you know, it's he's reached the point now that you can you can just visually look at him and see
Yep.
something's
It's
wrong.
there.
You
Oh,
know,
it's there.
Yep.
he looks like a junkie at this
Yeah,
point.
he looks like he lost like almost like 10, 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, he did. He looked like he
Yeah, he
lost.
doesn't look good.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's a shame because you know, I went from Ross to Gent Sense to like Bowtie Fragrance Guy, and Jeremy actually for me um probably fell in like fourth or fifth of who I discovered in the course of my trip here through FragCom.
Yeah.
And but to see the rapid decline of the guy, you know, so fast. And if anybody here has experience with a family member or a friend who became an addict, and I don't want to get sued. I'm not saying I know that he's an addict, but it fucking feels that way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It feels very familiar to when you know somebody who starts going down the wrong road and you're watching that decline in their mental faculty, in their physical appearance, you know, and it just does feel that way. And it's sad because it shouldn't be that way for that cat. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
he's doing really well, you know.
So
And
let me tell you something. I think we're seeing something that it happens to it could happen to any one of us. But I believe that he sold his soul to the devil. He sold something, he sold a contract. He did a contract with somebody and he has to pay it up. I think he's
well,
worried about something. He's stressed out, you know?
I think if we listen to him, I think his journey in life has been a kind of an ugly one, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he talks about he did the boy band thing, and then you know when he says, and I don't give a shit what people do. I mean, I'm not here
Yep.
to cast
Yep.
aspersions, but I'm
Yep.
saying like when you start saying I was tricked into a gay lifestyle, like
Yeah.
you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of weird shit going on in your
Yeah.
mind at that point, you know, and
Yeah.
and
Do
it's
that.
possible maybe the dude is just gay and he doesn't want to be gay. I don't know, but it seems like
Yeah.
there's a lot of internal struggle
Yep.
going on with that guy,
Yep.
and it's eating him alive. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It's tearing him up. And if he is gay, just be gay, dude. You know, if you're if you know, somehow you come across as just be you, man. Do your
Yep.
thing. Just don't let the shit consume you. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you don't guys mind, I'm going to change the subject now.
Okay.
How about uh, what do you want to see in other fragrance reviewers that they could still be doing? Like for me, I would like to see Mr. Smelly going into pubs and
Yes.
telling them, "Hey, what is this? Do you like this smell? Do you have this fragrance? Can you see if you like it?" You know, Mr. Smelly was, I think he's one of the few who go. He was actually doing it, but I don't know why he didn't do it. Maybe because he did it once that he almost got in a fight with a drunken person. I
Yeah.
think that's the reasons why he stopped doing it. But I think that was his best out of the comfort zone that he was in. You
Mhm.
know, I think for me, if I see Mr. Smelly outside in the pub again and doing fragrance reviews in the pub, I think he'll probably get more views. You know, for me,
I
I'm not saying that I'm an expert in this. I'm just come on, I'm a lonely guy with 200 subscribers. You know what I mean? But
I feel like you. I don't. You know, I don't have a whole ton of subscribers either. So I
yeah,
agree with what you're saying. You know, who
yeah,
are we to give advice? But we're here to give advice, is what we're
yeah,
saying.
exactly. So, Mr. Smelly, if you are hearing this, bring back the fragrance reviews in the pub. I would love to see that again.
We got to say it
Seriously.
with more force. Listen up, Naughton. You know, when we're
Listen up, you muppet. I don't know if that's a
yeah,
bad word. I'm sorry.
I don't know how that works over there. You know,
No, I
there are
don't know how
different
that
things in
works
the
either.
UK.
But if he's not listening, how about if you tell him that Alex Fragrance said to tell you this?
We did on one of the live streams, we said to Dan it would be great if he, like, because he's in Kent in England now, and we were like, why don't you just, like, you know, stroll around and film outside and do some shit like that. And he did say he thought that was a good idea, but he also agreed to grow a beard, and he still hasn't done that either. So I don't know. You know, I think I think Dan just placates us a lot of times when
Yeah,
we come
so
up
I
with
told him,
ideas.
I was telling him, hey, how about you just grow a mustache? You know,
Yeah.
no, not the whole entire beard, but just some nice, classy mustache, like
Well,
Burt Reynolds.
and Dan says he can grow a full beard in just a few days. So
Oh,
I'm picturing, like, if we picture a bearded Smelly with a shaved head, he looks pimp as fuck right in my head right now. I'm thinking about it. He's got his suits on, right? And we
yep.
had him. It might have been in a. Maybe I'm telling stories out of school, but we had him in a backstage, and Joey was like, take your bow tie off and just unbutton. And he unbuttoned the top collar. He had the suit on, and we were
Yeah.
like, Dan, a beard, bald head with that look right there, you're the man. And he agreed, but then he never did it. So
He just needs a gold chain right here. And that's it.
I'm telling you,
You know,
Smelly, just a few adjustments and he's the man. That's
yep.
all I'm saying.
That'd be that Tyson Fury look, which
Yeah.
The Tyson Fury. Yep.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
just thinking about that. The Tyson Fury.
bald with the beard, flashy suits.
Yep.
Yep. To me, like, I never, like, I know he made a line of fragrances, but I never experienced it. I never explored his fragrance line. But you have, right, Joe?
I
And,
have Bon Viveur. I don't have Gravitas, but
I heard
Okay.
Gravitas is amazing. That's one that
I'm gonna have to get that. I do like Bon Viveur a lot. It's right up the Smelly alley, like the classic old school vibe. But it's really well done stuff. So I have to get Gravitas because now I'm curious.
So here's the thing. Those who know me by content or because we're in groups on any number of social media groups, I've been told by at least two people, like, you would like Gravitas. And I was like, that's interesting, because I thought, I respect everybody's craft, but I also know when you make stuff there that is not down my, but they're like, no, I think you would like that one. I was like, interesting. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth checking out, I think, especially like, there's something to be said about fragrances coming from a person that reviews fragrances. It doesn't mean you're always going to make it well, but you know what people look for, and you also know what people don't like. So I think you'll be a little more critical of the product before it hits the shelves if you're a person in that position. So I would imagine that Gravitas, based on what I've heard so far, it is a really good fragrance.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pick that up because, like I said, I dig Bon Viveur. There's a from my demographic and Alex's demographic, there's a scent profile that you remember as a kid of what men smelled like. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so that's kind of in that wheelhouse of shit. And so Bon Viveur is a more so it's got a lemony vibe up top, and it kind of dries down into a almost powdery kind of thing, but still with that citrus in there. And so it's a certain vibe of the classic fragrance. But I want to try Gravitas because I know what Dan is into, and I think I would really, like you're saying, I think I would really dig that, and it's been recommended to me too. So yeah, I think we both should pick up Gravitas is what I'm getting at. Fragged out.
I should grab both bottles.
Yeah.
Mr. Smelly, can you drop the discount code line here? And
yeah. By the way, I also got sent this today too. The Zaharoff XXX. This is cool. So I saw a couple people saying they couldn't deal with it, right? That it was too musky, too animalic. But let me see where I got a free spot here, because I kind of like this, man. I have to be honest.
Zaharoff XXX?
XXX. So he's only sending these out. I think he was sending them to Cannoli Mafia members, which I think I'm an associate of the Cannoli Mafia. I don't know that I never embraced the cannoli. I never, did any of that stuff. But I got this today, and yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I kind of like this. I know I saw a couple of people like, I can't wear it. I can't. It's too.
Okay, so have you tried the X already?
Yes, and I enjoy that quite a bit.
Okay,
like
so is it a really like big departure from X, or is it just X on steroids?
It's kind of X on steroids. I wouldn't
Okay.
like. Let me go back. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely pick up. It's a lot more musky, like. But it's still, you know how when everybody was describing X, they tried to make it sound like it was sex, like it just smelled like a dude's yam bag, right? But like that's not what that smells
I
like
couldn't
at
take.
all.
Listen, I'm with. And here's the thing, right? I get it that was part of the marketing, so I
Right,
didn't want to disrespect the marketing aspect of it.
right.
However, I'm like, look, this is great with all the other weird descriptions of it. Because here's the thing: if you want, the idea is that body musk and sexual energy. I'm like, listen, if anything, this smells gentlemanly, clean, out the
Exactly.
shower before the action, not after
Yep.
it. Like
Yes.
that's what this smells like to me.
Yes.
This smells super, super clean. Like I smell it and I feel like this smells like shower time. Like
I agree with you, and I think that a lot of the early marketing that was happening did it a disservice, because I
it
think
did.
it made it sound like something that it wasn't. That's a really great fragrance.
I
You
can
know?
guarantee you it did because I have this now.
Yeah.
But initially I was in a group saying I wouldn't buy it based on what I was listening to. And they're like, and who Joe from Unaverage Joe,
Mhm.
he's a Cannoli Mafia
Yeah.
member as well. One of their underbosses over there. He told me like, yo, Rico, trust me, you would like it. And I'm like, I hear you, bro. And for the most part, if Joe tells me, I'm like, all right, I'll take your word for it. But I'm like, I'm listening to what they're saying about their own product, and I'm hearing what you're saying, and something's not clicking. This I got because I don't know if you guys know Marcial fragrances or
Yeah.
Marcial fragrance brand. So I was talking to Marcial, and he was like, "Look, man, I can't explain to you any better than just sending you the bottle." And he sent it to me, and I was like, "This is great."
I agree.
There's nothing to explain here. There's nothing
No.
dark or shadowy or funky. This is clean awesomeness right here.
It really
So
is.
it's really weird.
Yeah, it's beautifully composed, and I don't know why the choice was to describe it as the undercarriage of a man after he's had sex. Like I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
get
not
that, you know.
that exactly. That's not even doesn't even smell like
Listen
that.
to
No.
me.
You know,
I wish that's what I smelled like after something like
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be optimal. That'd be best case scenario.
Yeah.
This is a great fragrance. Don't whoever sees this, do not be scared of their description.
No.
This
No.
is fresh. This is clean. This is inviting.
Yep.
Not the opposite.
Yep.
It's good. I appreciate their marketing. I get the X looks cool and the idea, but this is not off-putting. This is not weird. You
Not
can
at all.
wear this to the office.
Yep.
And
Yep.
100%. Yep.
if they were on target with the marketing, then you wouldn't be able to wear it to the office.
Mhm.
This
Yep.
is office friendly. I wore this to the office. I wear stuff to work where people are like, okay, Rico's here. I've worn this and it was like basic office set, nice. Nothing
Yep.
weird to say about it. So this is a really safe buy. For sure. Yeah.
I agree. I'm gonna check this dry down. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is definitely
Way stronger.
way stronger, way more.
Yep.
But it's still to me solid. Like, I mean, it's not off-putting at all, but this is more of what they were describing with that.
Yeah.
But it's not. I would still wear this. In fact, I put it on earlier when it came in the mail, and you know, Allison said the same thing. She was like, "That's not bad at all," because we had heard everybody saying, you know, "Oh,
Like,
Marcial's here." Hey,
yeah,
Marcial.
Marcial, what's up?
Oh, look at that! Just talking about him. There he is.
Yep, we were
Yep.
just talking about him.
Speak
when
of the
I was
devil,
just
they
telling
say.
that you had sent me this, and I could not believe how different this smelled from what I expected based on the marketing. Such an amazing fragrance, and but you know, I think people like to build some mystique around their fragrances because they know people will gravitate to that. But based on the quality of the fragrances that I've seen on that George has made, period, to this point, we're past the point of having to convince people this is good. I think at this point we know it's good. Just tell me what it's about. Tobacco,
you know,
rose signature rosé.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like for me,
you're so right. No, I was going to say Rico's so right. I mean, everything Zaharoff makes is so beautifully refined. Tobacco is. I just actually I got a bottle for a friend because he loves that kind of stuff, and I was like, dude, you are going to your brain's going to explode when you smell this. Tobacco smells like when you walk into a tobacco shop, and it's in the air, and it is the most accurate replicated scent profile that I think I've ever experienced. I mean, it's just fucking beautiful. It really is. Rosé is another one. It smells like a bouquet of roses, like it, but then it's got this depth to it underneath that is. I mean, this is just all masterful work from Claude. I just think he does a really great job. And you look at a place like the Jerks, and they trash Zaharoff. You're just dumb sons of bitches. You're stupid.
Why? But I tell you one thing. I'm not a fan of the X, but I am a fan of the Signature Royale. Because it's less tame. It's less. It's more like me. It's I don't know why I don't like X. It's more musk than the original one, but I do agree what you're saying. It doesn't smell like an undercarriage. No. But I don't. It's not fitted for me. You know what I mean?
Right. But, I don't think anybody in this community ever needs to explain why something doesn't work for them. We all have different tastes, and things just don't work for us, and it doesn't mean it's bad
for everybody. That's just, you can't like everything. There's just no way you can't like everything. So for sure, I understand that. Like, you can look, here's the thing, and it's funny, Marcial is here right now. I had to talk with him about not wanting to ever speak about a fragrance I don't like. But what I realized based on our conversation is this: look, if I tell you that I like 6 fragrances from George Zaharoff, right? And I take one and I say I don't like this one, it doesn't mean that's a bad fragrance.
Nope.
You now understand what I like in fragrance. So you can identify now. If I say I like this, okay, well, that's probably more tailored to you because you like these. And if I don't like this one, now this is probably not going to be tailored to you based on my likes or dislikes, not about the quality of the house. And people have to be cautious about that as well. Hey, I can smell quality in something that I do not like. It's happened several times. It's not for me. I wouldn't wear it, but I definitely see why this is good. I don't like citrus fragrances. For the most part, if you give me a fresh citrus, I'm not going to buy it.
Right.
But I can see the quality in it for sure. This one just isn't for me. That's all.
No, and I agree with I'm not a freshy guy at all,
right.
And I make a point of that on my channel, but so if I do review a freshie and I tell you, hey, this is pretty nice, that just means for me, as somebody who doesn't like that kind of profile, I'm telling you, okay, like, this isn't my get down, but out of that thing that I don't like, this one I kind of like. This one is nice, and so I don't know if that carries any weight, but it's my honest opinion. Like, if I'm telling you, because I can experience 99 freshies and I don't like them, but one,
I understand. Yep, that's true. Okay, we're gonna put someone here by popular demand.
All right.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
What's up, Sarah?
How are you guys doing? I'm over here eating ramen and enjoying the video. I kept trying to watch the show, and I'm getting phone calls all over the place. My friend was calling me. They had a meeting and blah, blah, blah. And then my sister. I was like, can y'all stop calling me so I can see the show? How are you guys doing? What is going on?
Chilling.
I'm doing good.
I love Zaharoff. Period.
It's
I
so
love
good. It's so good.
I love Zahara. My favorite ones are Noir, and it's in this order. Surprisingly enough, because Rosé should be at the top, but Noir did something to me. Like it did something to me. So it's Noir, Rosé, and X, and I feel like Rosé and X are at the same level. They are just amazing. I had fun gifting. I did a bunch of random giveaways with them. George was kind enough. I had done one big purchase, and then he gave me a code to save on for my following purchases. So when I went to make the second purchase, I was nervous about using it, and I didn't know if it would work. So when I go for the third one, I was like, I typed it in. I was like, yeah, stupid.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Noir because I had a couple people
with peanut butter. Yes, with peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they make it.
The ramen.
And I pour it in, and somebody Ali said ramen with peanut butter. Trust me. And I was like, what is this in there? And I go and I I was like, oh, this tastes good with peanut butter. It really does taste good.
She knows that from me. I make a spicy Thai peanut sauce and then I throw it into the ramen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, Noir, a couple people tried to warn me against it, and I ordered it because it sounded great to me. And I fucking love Noir. I love it. I wore it last night. I on Instagram, I put the picture up, when I went out in Philly. I think that's one of the most beautiful fucking fragrances I've ever come across.
You can't go wrong with it.
No.
Agreed.
No, not at all.
It doesn't matter what time of day. Like, honestly, even though it's Noir, it's supposed to be night. It doesn't matter what time of day you wear it. You're solid.
Yeah. No, it's so nice. So nice. The dry down is checking the dry down. I do have to check the dry down. That's what my whole channel's predicated upon. Okay, hold on a second. All right.
Rico, did you see the episode that I sorry, right down.
No, go ahead. I wasn't saying anything important. I really wasn't. I was rambling on.
Hey, I'm sorry. Let me tell you, I've improved as I've gotten older. I was worse when I was younger. My cousins used to yell at me. But so Rico, you saw that the title I gave the episode that I'm gonna be smelling your decants?
Yes. yes. I'm talking about on YouTube, right?
On YouTube, yeah.
I saw the yes. I saw the. Yeah. I was able to catch the full review on YouTube.
So I wanted to say thank you personally again. Thank you for those decants. Rico introduced me to a bunch of different fragrances. He came to visit the Bronx. And so, guys, if you know the Bronx, 138th Street and Cypress is not a place you want a 6 foot, 300-pound black man and a Latino Boricua, puro Boricua, to be behind a trunk making sudden movements. Bro, people steered clear and nobody came up to us. And then if they walked, they would have enjoyed the smell.
For real. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So I went up there with a duffel bag full of bottles of stuff.
That was not good.
And I was just like, yo, before we bounce this.
What a duffel bag. Yeah.
Like, no joke. A duffel bag full of fragrances and a bunch of
money?
empty decants. And I was like, hey, smell these. Let me know what you want. We'll fill them up right now behind the car. So
it wasn't the kind of.
It's like bottles, things like this being handed back and forth. And they're like, oh, okay.
It wasn't the kind of deal people were expecting to see.
It was not. It was not.
There were not vials of anything crazy. But yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
You got the money? You got the stuff?
You got the stuff? You got the stuff? I got the stuff.
You got the money? It's somewhere. Oh, man. Seriously, man. Like, for me, my first love of Joe Sahara was Noir. That one, absolutely. So, and then I started doing the Discovery set. I got the a Purom, and I got Royal X, Tobacco, and now I got Citrine. And I've been loving all of them except Citrine right now because I haven't tested it out. But maybe later on I will when it gets really hot, because I think it's a hot weather fragrance. It's not a cold weather fragrance.
Yeah.
And I just hopefully if I do smell it, I could compare to this one, City Rhythm by San Diego. I'm sorry, San Diego by City Rhythm, and see this one works out and see how
I
it
don't
smells
have
like.
any of Niall's stuff yet, so
But
I think I
this one,
gotta
bro.
get on board.
Have you ordered
This
it?
one,
Have
bro.
you ordered it, or you
No.
haven't?
No, I think I got to get on board there because everybody seems to love Niall's.
Let
Can I
me-
tell you something?
let me-
It's worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah?
It's worth it.
Let me
I
Okay.
legitimately love Niall's his
Let me
fragrances.
see. Right here, it looks clear, right? But if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shake it, it turns into like a freaking.
Ah,
Oh,
Like-
they got the same thing going on
Yep.
that they have over
I
here.
dig it.
What's that?
You see
Like the
that?
making sense glitter?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, making Dinsmore puts the glitter in there too.
Yep, kind of like that. It was just like, what the heck is this?
This
Like,
one has it as
yeah.
well. The heart spark.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
nice.
went
That
ahead
was the
and
first
I
time
think
that they
Rico
did
gave me
it.
a wrong batch. You know?
Yeah, I like
The
it.
unaverage one is in the chat now. What's
Uh-oh.
up, Joe?
An
Oh,
average
I'm back
Joe
on
is
the-
here.
Okay,
Yep.
this now. Okay,
Hey,
I got to be honest. I've heard this described as a man getting out of the shower. This does smell like your apple sack after you've put some shower gel on it and you just got out.
the X.
It
Triple
does.
X.
Triple
X
X.
for me smelled so clean.
No, this is triple X. This is
Triple
this little bottle here. See this? I got this today.
X on top of X on top of X.
Hello.
It still smells good. Not that I'm into man's apple sacks after they got out of the shower. I'm just saying, not to ruin your meal there, Marcial. I know you're putting, you know what I
Jeez
mean?
Louise.
But
I'm from the Bronx. It's all good.
All right, gotcha. Hey, are you going to the Aaron Terrence Hughes thing? No? Why not? You're up there.
So I'm here. If people who know me know, I don't have a life.
Why?
I'm joking. I
Get
have
out
a
there,
life,
Marcial.
but
You're an energetic, charismatic motherfucker, man. You need to go
I sure
outside
am.
and stuff.
I sure am. I'm joking. But a lot of my life is paused as I'm taking care of my mom. I'm making sure she stays alive,
Oh,
stays
okay. All
healthy,
right.
stays
Fair
around,
enough.
stays vibrant. You know what I mean?
Fair
Which is
enough.
part of the reason why I don't have any negative vibes, because she picks up on everything. So
I can dig it.
I have to stay on the positive side. So, which is good, because I love her. She gives great conversation, like literally gives great conversation. But I do get to go out some. I don't get to go out a lot, simply because I don't really have anybody who can stay.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And I don't feel like I'm missing out. So there's no pity or woe, Marcial. Marcial is extremely happy with that decision.
Marcial seems like an extremely happy person. I got to give you
Yeah.
credit, man. Every time I see you, you are bringing a lot of positive energy to the room and shit,
Thank
man.
you, thank you.
Yep.
I tell
I dig
people
that.
92% of the time I'm happy, 6% of the time I'm okay, and that other 2% you don't want to see.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me encouragement to become like charismatic, like to become like this is fun. This is a fragrance review to just make it fun,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every time I see you, you just play around. Even on Instagram, when you start changing the filters, that's fantastic, because that's you. There's
Once
no
I
one
found
like you.
filters, it was over.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like
Yes, it was.
As a matter of fact, yes, with Rico. Was it on the Friday nights? Was that where I found that there were
I
filters?
think it was that, and then after that, I kept on after you do a live on Instagram and you post it, I would go through all the video to catch the perfect picture of Marcial with some ridiculous filter on, and then make that the actual pick for the
Yes.
cover for the live.
Yep. Yep. So
Absolutely.
thank you. And you know what? I don't think Alex, that's you. And that is you. That is your personality. You know what I mean? And you feel free to bring it out. What I always try to do is be a good influence. That's what I try. I try to be good association, good influence. And the only way I can do that is if I make sure I'm being that even when I'm alone. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that way, if somebody bumps into me, okay, they bumped into me and I'm still chilling,
Yep.
But
Yep.
does that mean I'm perfect? Absolutely not.
Yep.
I if you want to hear stories, I got stories.
Yeah. So, I just want to tell you guys right now, before you guys, if I end the live stream, because my wife is right there talking and I don't know what's going on, but I have an award for you, Rico, and I'll show you right now. I'm gonna send you a nice warming gift. Okay.
I'm gonna give you the drum roll.
Let me know LA hat.
Okay. Ready? So I give this to every interviewer, but I'm gonna start with you first. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna be the first interviewer that is gonna get this kind of gift. Okay. You're screwed by me. So it's a screw job.
That looks
Okay, I'll take
done.
it.
that looks interesting. Now we need to have a conversation about what's going on in Alex's bedroom there.
It's a screw job.
That is interesting.
It certainly is.
Why didn't you get him Bora Bora?
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man. I'm
That
just joking.
that
I
might
always make
smell
fun. I
more
always
like
I always
what,
play around like that
Triple X supposed to
with a
smell.
lot of guests. With a lot of guests, I do that, and yeah, you get the royal screw job, sir. So here you go as a present. I'm gonna send it to you via UPS, and you'll.
I feel
have
like
it.
I earned it.
Yeah, I thought you earned it.
Wait, why does Allison say she needs that? You know what? We're gonna have a problem after I get off this live stream. That's all I'm saying. You know?
No, this is. I don't know.
I don't know. What does she need with something like that? I'm trying to
No,
figure
it looks
out.
like a screw. It looks like a screw, bud. It looks like a
does.
screw. It's a screw. It's a screw. Okay, it's a
does.
screw. You
It
know,
looks ribbed for her
And then-
pleasure, is what it looks like, if I could be honest.
Hey,
You know?
okay.
So I love
Listen.
you guys, and I'm about to be out.
What? We were having a good conversation,
Listen.
Marcia.
Yeah,
Number
wonderful.
one, yes. But number two, shifting fire, as we say over here on my side. Aaron Terrence Hughes, what event is he doing something with Max Aroma again?
Yeah. I think it's the 14th. I could be wrong on the date. I think On Average Joe's going, if he's still in the chat. I think he is.
14 May.
I
or-
think it is. And everybody who attends gets a free bottle of it's limited to that event.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember the name right now. Oh, May 7th is Joe saying. May 7th.
That's gonna be dope.
yeah.
Seven.
I wish I would have. I would have got tickets, but I already have tickets to go see a comedian in Dodger Stadium. I don't know if
Who are
you
you
guys
seeing
know him,
there?
but his name is Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh,
Yeah,
who
Fluffy.
doesn't know Fluffy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go see him live for his Netflix thing.
I'm Fluffy.
going on
Oh, dope.
Oh, that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so
Now I'm gonna be looking for you when I watch it on Netflix.
Yep.
yeah, so it's my wife's birthday, so I gave her that. So she's gonna have so much fun right there. But
that's
yeah,
gonna be a great time.
unfortunately, I can't make it. But if I did, I would have gone over there to New York City and hanging around with all you guys and seen Aaron Terrence Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
my
it,
name's
man. I love it,
Aaron.
man.
I think he's great when he does
Yep.
the notes and
Bro,
Yep.
that
So
is
good.
one of my
100%.
favorite reviewers, hands down. Like,
yeah.
the dude is legit. I
Yes.
love that he gives it such a real technical perspective, and additionally, how he will shut down hype.
Yep.
Yes.
Like he's like, nah, that's basic aroma chemicals, or a lot of perfumer's oil, and what $300 science words that I don't know off the top of my head. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, never mind. I guess it's not that great. But yeah, I love him as a reviewer for sure.
Yeah. And his everything I have from him is great. So
I
he can
love
back it up.
Yeah. Yep.
The only thing I heard that wasn't so good, but was good, but wasn't as good, was Smolder.
I love Smolder.
I
I
heard
love
Smolder
Smolder.
people love Smolder too.
Yeah.
You see? So it's like,
I think if you don't like, it's a heavy incense kind of vibe, and I think
like
if you
that.
don't dig that, then it would turn you off.
yeah, it's like I
took
say,
one-
every
I
nose
had
is
one
like
in
a
New York.
fingerprint.
Yeah.
The old school. I started buying them back when they still had the little white labels.
Mhm.
When they were just paper labels back when
That's the old school.
back in his humble beginnings.
In his, I guess he was making shit in his kitchen still, because he would talk about that.
Yes. Where?
Why isn't the unaverage one jumping on here? Does he not have the link? He should.
He's
come
probably
on.
editing. This man be busy.
I
Like,
know.
Hats off to this guy because he be like life busy, and then Instagram busy, and then YouTube busy. I'm like, to be young.
Yep, to be young.
To be young. Oh, to be young.
I know. I don't have that kind of energy anymore. I think, I'm getting old, I think. Is
This one right here.
Oh, wow.
Oud Vanilla that has been rebranded as, I think tobacco. Yeah, tobacco, I think he calls it now. Tobacco Oud Vanilla by Aaron Terrence Hughes. Phenomenal fragrance. One of my favorite that he's ever created.
He's so skilled, man. He really is.
He really is.
And what he can do with oud, I think he can make almost anybody like oud.
It
comes out so palatable when he messes with it. I love his stuff.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Joe is here.
What's good?
Joe Anthony.
So Joe Anthony.
Alex, thank you for having me. Rico, always a pleasure to see you.
What's
Dry
good,
down,
my brother?
always good to see you.
Digging that new hairstyle.
Thank you. I wasn't gonna keep it, and then I found out Michelle was coming, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta keep it.
Oh, she's going to the Aaron thing.
She's going to the event, and so we're gonna meet and everything. And I was like, well, I guess then I gotta keep it. But no, in all seriousness, I was gonna keep it till June just so I could do the whole summer thing. You said now I can't.
Yeah, with no hair. That's smart.
I say a lot of bad things about Michelle's channel, so now I can't go. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I like to be a keyboard tough guy. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel you.
I love Michelle and I love her mom.
Yeah, her mom's cool.
They're so amazing. They are so amazing.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So she's going. It's her birthday weekend birthday.
That's cool. Is that her first time in America? I thought she said something before, or maybe I'm confusing her with somebody else.
No, she did. She's been to Orlando, and she's been to, I think, Colorado. But I know she's been to Orlando because she's talking about, like, if I'm gonna live anywhere, I want to live in Orlando. So that's like you don't just say that because of Disney World, like. So
I do. I say it because of Disney.
You lived in Orlando, right?
Who me?
Mm-hmm. Joe Anthony.
Oh, I was like, wait, what, two Joes and saying who me?
Oh, you're right, two Joes. Oh,
no, my sister lives in Orlando. My other sister, not the one that lives with me, but the middle child, basically, of the family. She lives 10 minutes from Disney, so that'll be why, like, whenever the cannoli meetup happens, it'll be convenient for me because I don't even have to get a hotel. I just
where to stay.
So.
I'm hoping the cannoli meetup.
Where did you live in Orlando? Dry down?
Oh no. I go down. My daughter lives in St. Pete, so I swing down there, to visit her and stuff like that. And I go to Disney World a lot because we're not going to tell anybody because we're all just friends here, but I'm a Disney geek. You know what I mean? So we're just going to leave that here.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's never going to be brought up in chats when, like, they're like, oh, the Dry Down Lowdown's so old and he's a Disney geek. Like, that's not going to happen.
You know why I laugh? Not that I laugh, but I when they talk about you being old, I know they're just being funny because you do not look old. Like, I cannot picture you with an adult daughter.
Oh, my daughter's I have two kids. My son's older than my daughter. He's out in LA and so I'm an old man, Marcia. Yeah,
it's like I for me in my head, it's like nope.
See, and this is why I'm a big fan of yours. Like I was saying earlier about your positivity, but there's other reasons now. Now you've given me more reasons, is what it is. Yeah.
Awesome.
My friendship can be bought with compliments.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am real easy.
Genuine.
I'm real easy. You just have to flatter me and stuff, and then I'm in your camp.
Butter me up.
Yes. But yeah, I'm hoping the cannoli meetup happens. I'm gonna go back down again to that classic arcade convention in Orlando. So I'm hoping it's coinciding with that because that would be kind of cool. That would be great.
Do you have a set date for it or targeted time frame?
Cannoli meetup is end of October.
Okay.
That's we don't have this because it's essentially centered around their honeymoon in a sense. So that's why like they're dedicating one of the days out of the honeymoon week or week whatever to just, hey, because a lot of the people were in Miami, so that's only like 3-4 hours. Me being right there with my sister, it's like, okay, well, there's Joe, and then it's like anybody else, like if Dry Down comes, and a lot of it makes it easier for the East Coast people to just go to Florida than it did even Chicago because of time zones. So that it gives a lot of people something to try. And there's Melissa Villanueva's in Miami, so it allows like another like meet. They had the one 2 weeks ago, and that was great. That was almost like the core 2020, and now this one can be for anybody, the entire thing of sorts. But
dope.
That's a big deal that they're going to dedicate one of their honeymoon days. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey especially, right? Joey and Juju, because they've basically known each other almost the duration of him streaming. They put a lot of time into, like, when they're saying like, oh, this is our family, it's not just because they're Italian. I mean, yes, that's part of it, but it's they've grown up with him and been through everything. And then I came into the picture, and now I've had my own stuff that we've cried together, we've laughed together, we've done so, like, that's why it's like it's an actual investment. It's not just like, oh, I want to meet you because you gave me a fragrance one time or something. It's like, I want to meet you because you're more family to me than my own family, and that's kind of how I am too.
Yeah, you guys connect. Yeah.
I love that. I love that, and I totally dig it. I dig it, and I feel it. My sister is one that always says, they say you don't get to choose, and she tells me this. She goes, they say you don't get to choose your family, but that's a lie. Yes, you do.
Right.
And she's told me who her family is, and I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very true statement. I mean,
that is a true statement.
You can encounter people in the course of your life that are more family to you than your family ever was. And
absolutely.
So
absolutely. You can't choose your relatives, but you can't choose your family.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
That's 100% true.
Yep. True.
So Joe, back to this XXX. What do you think? You have it too, right?
I have it. I haven't tried it. I'm waiting for Joey to hurry up and go live so this way I can. It's still sitting in the bag. I wanted to make it more of a first impression thing, and so I mean,
bye, Skills.
Bye, Skills.
Oh, you're dipping out. All right, see you, fella.
Please don't tell I said that. But yeah, no, I'm waiting. I've heard good things about it. Like, and I like the musk. So the fact that this is a more amped up musk than what X provided, I'm looking forward to it, but I haven't tried it yet.
You have way more self-control than I do.
I was just gonna say, shout out to everyone who has self-control.
Yep.
I'll never be able to do a first impression ever on camera.
We always have this conversation.
From my mailbox to my front door, I'm opening it already.
Dude, I'm sitting and checking traffic tracking notifications on my shop app.
Bro,
the minute there, I'm whipping out the knife.
When I press the button,
you do, Joe?
My purchase, I'm looking out the window 5 minutes later, like, where's my stuff? And look, if say for example, I get these 3 fragrances in the mail right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the next 3 minutes after they arrive, spray.
Yeah.
I smell like everything. So when I get 4 fragrances in the mail, I don't even really have a fair assessment of any of the fragrances because I'm wearing them all at the same time. And then I'm like, okay, I just went through my little fragrance high. Now I can relax, take a shower, and later on I'll start individually testing them. But first impressions on camera, man, salute all the warriors who can actually wait.
And I've had this since Monday.
Staring at you.
Wow, Monday?
It's like
Monday.
It's mocking me.
Wow.
Like, oh, you're not going to smell me? Oh, I'm going to smell you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man.
I was one of the first to get it.
You know what it is? The schedule mentality.
That's crazy.
Right,
And
Joe
you
Anthony?
were one of the first, and you still. That's crazy.
It's a schedule mentality, I think it is, right, Joe?
Well, a little bit of schedule. I mean, I did have like Emily stuff from Shelter and Perfume that came in, so I did that. Like I knew that was a day of me trying, so I was like, okay, that blocks that out. I wore citrine. I tried to wear citrine. New York cold. It's not going to do it justice. So I put
What Alex said.
back until it warms up. But yeah, I mean, it was just like, okay, I'm kind of trying some stuff and just doing some things until I get around to it. Oh, that was the one. Roja Oceania yesterday with Brian was the other video. So it kind of almost blocked 2 days out right there with me wearing Roja Oceania for the first time and wearing all of Emily's stuff the other time. Those are like, boom, that blocks out 2 days. So Monday, I just had to figure out whatever. And Wednesday, I just had to figure out whatever.
Yeah, I literally, I mean, I can get 3 things in the mail and I smell like 3 things within 5 minutes. Like,
No, that's so
it's
easy. That's literally it. Like
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wait for what? Like they're right here.
I can hold stuff literally for months. Like, for example, I had received the fragrances I'm smelling now, the Darren Allen and the Elementals. I received them about 2 months ago.
Oh wow!
And I waited till now to smell them. Like, and I still have some fragrances that I'm waiting to open. And sometimes I'll have like 3 months, and they're just waiting for me to open them for the right time.
You know what I just realized here? I have a problem. I think that's what I've learned from this stream.
We have a problem.
We all have a problem.
Yeah,
we all have a problem.
I'm happy with this problem.
I have a problem.
Yeah,
At
there's
least
worse
we're
problems.
honest. At least we're honest.
This is true.
Yeah,
There's
I
worse
guess that's the first step, right? Admitting the problem. So
Yeah,
exactly.
But I think that's the only step I'm taking. Like, I'm not gonna fix it. Like,
right.
Yeah, I'm not. Who's gonna fix it? I'm not
right,
fixing
I
it.
have my problem. I'm sticking with my problem.
Yep.
Yeah, if smelling good is the worst problem we have, we're doing all right in life.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I was addicted to smoking, so now I'm addicted to fragrances. I think that's a good start.
Good job.
You know.
You quit. How long have
That's
you
a
quit
way
for?
better problem
That
to
is.
have.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. I stopped smoking almost a year now. But
Congratulations.
Yep.
Congrats,
Only
bro.
thing I smell great with
Hey.
cologne.
I don't know that it's a cheaper addiction, but you smell better. Though.
Yeah, I
you
smell better.
But it's better.
Smell better.
Yeah.
It's better.
That's
My
important.
last cigarette was January 15th, 2019 at 1:15. Can you believe that? At 1:15 a.m.
Oh wow.
And the reason it was my last one is because I had a stroke. As I was smoking it,
wow.
yep, I was like, oh, darn it. And so what I had to do is I had to wait till my mom fell asleep. When she fell asleep, took myself to the ER. They took care of whatever it was. And then that was my last cigarette. I was like, nope.
Wait a minute. You took yourself to the ER?
Yeah, because I didn't want to create like a worry.
Oh, wow.
Wow, man.
And my blood pressure was 200. I never had blood pressure problems. My blood pressure was 200/100.
Oh my!
And you went to Lincoln?
No, tú estás loco.
I'm about to say, how do you
about Lincoln?
If I get shot or stabbed or I have a psychotic break, I'll go to Lincoln. But for anything else, no.
Yeah,
I went to St. Barnabas.
To go into Lincoln and expect to come back out. So all right, that's good.
Yeah, Lincoln is kind of like General Hospital in downtown Los Angeles. So yeah, that's General Hospital.
They're good for trauma. They're perfect for trauma. They're perfect for like psychotic breaks, but nothing else. Don't go there for asthma. Don't go there for a rash. Don't go there for gonorrhea. Don't go there for nothing.
I just want to go on record that I do not have gonorrhea. I just want to put that out on the table.
I want to go on record that I no longer have gonorrhea.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. Anything that Marcel said, I don't have none of that. So thank goodness.
Stroke, rash, gonorrhea, any of it.
None.
This show is not promoting anything like that. No sexual transmitted diseases. Okay.
I mean,
be safe.
We're not promoting it. We're just saying that if sometimes you collect things.
Like if you have it, don't go to Lincoln.
Yeah, right. That was the message, you know.
Right.
You know, sometimes you earn some things in life, and don't go to Lincoln. I don't even know what that is, but I'm saying don't go there either. I'm agreeing with that.
Stinking Lincoln Hospital. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness! And you know what the story is? I was born in Lincoln, April 28th, 1978. I was born in Lincoln, the new Lincoln, because you remember there was the old Lincoln on 138th, which was worse.
That became like a psych place now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for all of you guys. Okay,
Shoot.
the day of your birth. I mean, the year of your birth. Do you guys have an original or a duplicate fragrance that the year that they produced a fragrance? Like, for me, it's Polo Green, and I have Polo Green. How about you guys?
The closest thing I own to I was born in 1970, and you know what? You're all getting ready to take shots at me, and I'm a person too. Damn it, I'm a person too. The closest,
I'm still a human being.
The closest thing I own, it would be 1975, and that's that Bogart signature.
Oh, okay.
But nothing from the year.
How about you, Rico?
I've never even looked into what was circulating in 82.
Dracar Noir. I think Dracar Noir. It was our year.
Yeah, 82 is Dracar.
Okay, well there we go. And I'm not that impressed with Dracar Noir anymore either. So
now we're at war. Now you cross the line, sir.
It's gone.
Hey, I go back to the original statement. Everybody can't love everything.
Exactly.
That goes into my not everything list.
But that was a good question, right, guys?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah,
that's an excellent question. I was born 78. My favorite fragrance came out 1998, which is Jaipur by Boucheron.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite fragrance. So I guess like 20 years later?
20 years later.
How about you, Joe Anthony?
Nope. The closest thing that I'll probably end up owning, just because I actually would get it for nostalgic purposes, is a Jupe.
Jupe.
Ooh, Jupe was released in 1989, and my uncle wore Jupe, who basically was my father figure. So that would be the one that I would end up getting, if anything, at least off of quick glance when I'm looking now as to what fragrances were released when I was born. Probably Jupe, because I wouldn't do a Boucheron Poron. So.
Okay.
No, that's too old for you. I could rock it.
Jupe is good though. Jupe, it was my signature high school fragrance. So
yeah,
but you stay smelling good. Like I've given you as a blind a random giveaway.
Yeah.
To young people, and they've loved it.
Yeah, it's a great scent. You're never gonna find somebody say you smell bad wearing Jupe. You can say somebody say like they're past it or they've evolved into different things, but it doesn't smell bad.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
That would probably be that would be the one. And I mean, $20.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong, right?
Yep. Mine was like $30, I think. The Polo Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can smell the pine trees on that one, man.
Oh, yeah.
It still smells great.
I
don't mean in a sort of sense like, oh, it smells great. No, I mean it still smells the same, you know.
Right.
It still does, you know.
I have a friend, one of my closest friends, and in the 80s he wore Polo Green like it was his job, and it was so bad. We used to hang out on, you know how back then, I don't think anybody does this anymore, but you used to hang out at like, there would be a pike or a strip that you hung out on, and all the muscle cars would drive by and stuff. So we hung out in the parking lot of a Taco Bell on this main strip, right? And this cat would pull in his 88 Mustang. You could smell him before his car entered the parking lot.
Whoa.
He took not being a sissy sprayer to a whole other level. It was the most ridiculous shit. So I bring it up to him now. Oh, dude, it was so bad. And I bring it up to him now, and he's like, "Yo, man, why you bringing up old shit?" He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. But it was so unbelievably bad, and I can never forget Polo Green just because of him. It will always remind me of that guy.
Good thing he was not smoking cigarettes. He will light
No.
up himself.
Forget about it.
Yeah, it was
He'll light
bad.
up himself.
It was
Jeez
bad.
Louise. Well, we're just hitting the 3-hour mark. This is like the longest live stream I ever had.
That's a fact. That's a record I never broke, and I don't intend to break today. 3 hours is a good stopping point for me.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a pleasure.
Rico,
Yep.
great
Alright,
to see you,
gentlemen.
bro. We'll be
So-
in contact.
So
everyone.
everyone is going to get screwed. Okay, guys?
Hey.
So
All right.
Story
Yeah.
of my life, bro.
Bye.
All right,
Have a
guys.
good night, everyone.
All right, have a
Good
good
talking to
night
you all.
and take care and spray on, guys.
Absolutely.
Hold on for a second, okay? All right,
Yeah.
guys.